Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good to see everyone. Oh, beautiful sunflower number one. God bless. Hello, PG chat. Good to see y'all. Hey, girl. Good to see you, my sister. God bless. God bless. Hey, Chris. How you doing? Number two. Number two. Good evening, PG. Much love and prayers. Oh, I love the Purple Hearts, girl. Purple Hearts. God bless. And let's see. D. D is number three. Hey, PG and chat. Much love. Purple Hearts. God bless. You guys are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And Mills is number four. Hey, says hi everyone. Hope all are doing well. I don't know a live is scheduled. She didn't know a live was scheduled. Um, Out here, nobody schedules them. We just pop up, right? Hey, girl, good to see you. Number four tonight. All right, God bless. Good to see everybody in here. Absolutely. God bless you guys. Um, Let me see here. Chris, good to see you. Lisa, there's Pokemon. Let me get on down through here. Sassy Cats, how you doing? Hello, PG chat. Much love, prayers to all the missing and exploited people around the world. Hey, girl, God bless. Absolutely. Oh, that is beautiful, beautiful sunflower. Absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me see. Karen, how you doing? True crime queen. How you doing, sweetie? Been 2 years since Ogre has. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what Ogre. I don't even know who would say that. Right? I heard he rents hotels and takes baths. I don't know. I don't know. Can't say if it's true or not. Good evening, PG and chat. Good evening to you, Don. How you doing? It is what it is. How you doing? Old Toothless is single looking. Oh shit. Girl, I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. The legendary, how you doing, sweetie? Yeah, you guys crack PG up. Oh God. Our bucket list has holes and many prayers for all in chat. God bless, sweetie. God bless. Prayers for you too. Patty Allen, how you doing? JPL, good to see you, hon. Probably, I'm, I'm laughing so hard. A.O. Sullivan, I appreciate that. God bless. I appreciate the support for the channel. Hello, PG. Glad you're in tonight. Hey, girl. I'm glad you guys are all here. God bless. I miss you guys. I miss you. Hey, Robin. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing, Coco? How you doing? All right. I think I'm down. I've got almost everyone. Only eyes for you. How you doing, sweetie? Anna, good to see you. Trina, Teresa, how you guys doing? Beth Ann, there you are. Oh, Purple Hearts for Summer. God bless. Oh, absolutely. Our bucket list has holes. She said, thank you so much for supporting the channel, Summer's channel. Absolutely. God bless. Oh, poor fine doves. There you are. Australia, how you doing, sweetie? PG, you sound sick. Are you okay? I got a cold. I got a cold. I don't know. I don't know if it's a cold or freaking allergies. I don't know what the hell it is. I want to tell you, I've been trying to run it off. It seems like for years now, right? Seems like for a while. Every time I start to get well, I swear, man, somebody comes past me. I'm like, oh my God. Stay away from me. All right, get out of my bubble. It never fails. I'm gonna tell you, I'd be singing. PG be singing. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Right? I'll be singing that song. Hey, Granny's house. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, I miss you guys too. God bless. God bless. Hey, Suzanne, how you doing, sweetie? Hey, SL, much love. Oh, that is so sweet. God bless. You guys are so beautiful. Hey, don't men like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, remember Ernie thought she wanted to go fishing in the dark with him, and he's like, oh, I can't, you might eat me. It's like, how the hell is she going to do that? Right? That's true. I didn't think about it at the time, but now that you brought my attention to it. Absolutely. Please show PG some love. Hit that thumbs up. Absolutely. God bless. I appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up. Help Summer's channel. So please do hit it, the thumbs up if you can. Yeah, Candus is posting out now, right? She's posting out now that she's supposedly single. Right? She's supposedly single. Angel, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Yep, she sure is. Her Tazfooey. Right? Oh no, makes me not want Chinese ever again. Right? That's Tazfooey. But anyhow, she says works at drywall finisher, cleans house in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Oh, please, how the hell are you going to get all the way over there to clean somebody's house when you're ass in Tennessee? Right? I don't think so. Not today. Anyway, that's what she's saying. And before it was happy wifey, and then it was complicated, right? Married, complicated, and then it was back to happy wifey, and then went back to complicated, and then went to single. Right? Went to single. I think that single just happened there when Ernie started to come back out. Right? As soon as Ernie started to show up at Day Days, whoa, single hit the Tazfooey. I'm single, Ernie. Let's go fishing in the dark. He's like, oh, hell no. Nah, no round twos for me. They seem to learn with round one, right? like Benny, right? Benny was like, oh, heading to Tennessee, everybody. And he was looking good, right? Jumped in that nice truck of his, gassing it up, jumped in it. Man, he was looking like a picture of health. He hit the Wells house and hotel, went home, and hasn't ever been normal since. Right? That's some funny shit. Oh God. Don't know what to say about that. Right? No. I'm gonna tell you, these people are a trip. Ernie's like shit. He's working on getting his health back, not losing it. Right? You don't want nothing to do with Gutty Butt Candus. Yeah, I go to hell to the no. Right? Look, there it is. She's single. She's single. She's single and ready to mingle. Right? Any takers? I don't think so. I don't think so. And then I heard, I heard someone say, "Well, I don't know if Don's on the hill or Candace is on the hill living with Dee Dee." Right? I guarantee you Don's on the hill. That's Don's home. Right? His mother gave it to him. That's his house. Candace living with Dee Dee. She's living somewhere else. That's for damn sure. All right? Yeah, it cracks me up. She left Don for Dee Dee. All right? Oh, Taz Fooey is out running around with the DD. The DD. That is funny stuff. Oh, shit. Taz Fooey running around with D-Day. Right? It's going to be D-Day with her running around out there. I can't help it. That's funny stuff, man. Hilarious. It cracks me up. There's the Day. I don't know if that's. Hey, you guys show me if you're the Day. Because I ain't going to let you up. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, there's Candy Can. Candy Cane. Candy cane. I think I heard a scream. That might have been Day in there, or might have been Ernie in the background. I don't know. Let's check that again. It's brushing now. Oh shit! What's up, Day?
So whoever's in the back chat's being the devil.
What?
Whoever's in the back chat saying some really bad stuff.
They always say that stuff every night. I'm used to it, right?
Mine too. I just wanted to let you know that Don and Candus is not broke up. They're still together.
Well, from what this is, that ain't us, man. That's Candace is right here.
Yeah, but
Right here. She put it up there herself, Day, working at the drywall finishers, cleaning houses in Virginia Beach and single. She put single and ready to mingle. Right?
You know how I know is because they come and visited me on Saturday on the 7th. Both of them. It's the first time I got to meet Don.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he looks much younger in person. And
he looks like what?
He looks younger in person. Don and Candace both do. Candace is a little bitty person. Don's tall, very tall.
I don't think Candace is little bitty.
Yes, she is. I promise. I promise she is. She's little tiny.
She weighs about. I say 160, 70, 80 pounds.
I don't believe it. She's tiny.
Oh, I do.
Anyway, they came over after church, and there's no way Don Wells knows where his baby is or Candace. That's all he talked about the whole time was Summer. Summer this, Summer that.
Well, and what did he say about Summer?
He thinks the CPS took her. He said that they were looking around when they came the day before. That they were looking up in the troughs of the house, and he says he believes that they were putting cameras up there, or they were looking for cameras to see if anybody had cameras. And he thinks that they planned it. That's what he told me. Don's a very nice person in person. He's very nice.
No, Don is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
No. Pergard not known him long enough to know Don.
No.
There's no way he knows where that baby's at. He
Uh,
never stops talking about it.
he knows, Day Day. He knows.
I
He
don't believe
knows.
it.
You know, he knows. You
I
know,
don't believe it
Miss
for a heart.
Daisy, you don't start driving a different vehicle and fire your coworker to blame it on the very day that your daughter comes up missing the next day. Come on.
I
Are
don't
you
believe
kidding
it.
me?
Don's always want
I
me to
do
pull.
believe it. I do believe it. I do
Well,
believe it. And that was a long time coming.
I wish y'all could talk. I wish you could talk to them in person and just tell
Miss
them.
Daisy, I have talked to him. I talked to him. I think I know him a lot better than you.
I've known them for over a year now, and Candace has come to my house more than anybody knows. But I know this,
And
that they
I've known
both
him for
hurt,
3.
and they come and they cry and they get upset, and even my husband said there's no way he knows where his daughter is, because it's all he talks about is summer this, summer that, the boys, summer. They,
Um,
they,
I don't think Don talks that much about summer.
oh, he does though.
Um, the only thing that Don ever says about summer is when he's looking for someone else to blame, like Wayne Morlock, Andy Bernard, Jody Sue Brown, Fred Hill, Laura, Allie, True, Hunter, all these other people.
I don't know, but I'll tell you, he don't know. He really believes that the CPS had something to do with it. He even went on the news, and they wouldn't play his broadcast because he said he told them that the CPS, he thinks the CPS has took the kids.
Because
There is a lot of there is a lot of stuff going on with CPS and missing kids.
Miss Daisy, they would not have to. I'm feeding through you. I'm feeding through your avatar.
Okay, you
You must
what?
not. You must not have clicked out of YouTube.
You what?
I'm feeding through your avatar.
What do you mean feeding through?
I'm having feedback through your avatar.
What does that mean?
It means like if you didn't click out of YouTube when you came into StreamYard,
Uh huh.
that's what happens.
Oh, do you is you can't hear?
No, it's just that my voice is trying to come through your
Oh,
avatar.
oh. Well, I'm on my phone.
I don't know what it is.
Well, Don, uh, I'm just telling you, I get a sense, a feeling about people, and I that's definitely I don't get that from Don or Candace either one.
Miss
But
Daisy, the only thing that we want on Summer's channel is the truth and Summer to be found. And that's it.
well,
And
right.
I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter how much, you advocate for the Wells in order to try to get information out of them. You're not going to get it. They pride themselves.
Information.
They pride
Well,
themselves on not giving YouTubers any information about about anything. They know that that's what you guys are befriending them for,
no,
and the only thing they're looking to do is just to destroy YouTubers because they feel that the YouTubers have destroyed them by not believing their bullshit and their lies.
I don't. No, no, that's
You
not
know,
it.
Miss
We got a
Daisy,
friendship. We got a friendship, and I wish you would like know, just get to know them a little more.
Miss
Have a
Daisy, I did
process.
get to know him. I
But what if
did
it
get to
comes
know
out
him.
somebody did take her? What
You
if it
know,
comes out that somebody did take her?
Miss Daisy, it is
What
not
if
going to
she's
come.
still alive?
Miss
You
Daisy,
might. Yeah, go
if
ahead.
if anything comes out, listen. If
Hmm.
anything comes out, Donnie Candace going to be in handcuffs, and they damn know it. Right, Don, Candace? Because I know you all in the bushes. They're always in the bushes. Candace always in the bushes with PG. And I'm going to tell you something. They
I
know.
don't know.
They know that I know their dirty asses. They know that PG knows them. I know them like the back of my hand. I ain't got nothing else to say for them.
PG. I know that it's pointless for me to come up here and talk to you about this. But I'm telling you, them they don't know where their child is. She may be alive. There was a
Miss
woman that had a sighting of her in Chattanooga.
Miss
They said she
Daisy,
looked just like Summer.
there was two people that had sightings of Summer. One right there in Tennessee
Mm-hmm.
at a hardware store.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about his height. There was one of
That
them. The
was
rest
that,
of
and he reported it. He reported it to TBI.
them. Mm-hmm.
And then there was another sighting, supposedly, I believe it was over in Virginia, also. And, you know, the point being is, it was two different men, two different children. The little girl in the hardware store wasn't the same little girl in the other, at the other place. Um,
Well, I
and
know the one the one in Kingsport about a week or so ago. I was the one that called Candus and told her about it, and she started crying. They tried to get a hold of law enforcement. Law enforcement wouldn't call them back or nothing, and they were
Karen
all both
Sue, I'm
upset.
bringing you up.
They were both upset, real upset, and crying over it. Well, I know Candace was crying over it, and they, they're just holding on to hope. That's all.
Karen, um,
Yes, dear.
what, what did you want to say, sweetie?
I just wanted to ask Daisy a question.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think
Oh Lord, this is Karen.
do you honestly think that because you're friends with them, do you think that they would tell you?
I think I'm a good judge of character.
I don't think you are.
Well, you don't know. I've
You
talked to
know,
them a lot behind the scenes.
well, I don't
I've
care if
talked
you
to them.
talk
They're
to
my
them
friends. It's more than
under the
just
table,
YouTube.
around the table, upside down the table.
It's
Have
crazy,
you
Karen.
watched, did you watch, have you looked and watched Chris Watts, the man that
This has
stood?
nothing to do with Chris Watts.
I know it
Here,
don't.
here's the thing, Miss Daisy. Would you
People
feel
look,
comfortable? Would you feel comfortable leaving, leaving your a 5 or 6 year old grandchild with Don and Candace?
I don't leave my children with anybody.
Well, you don't know them that well at all, do you? I
I just
mean,
don't leave my children
if
with
you
them.
really trust someone, you would leave your child there.
I would with Candace for sure.
Mm.
I wouldn't leave them with a man just because I don't. That's what I've never done. But I trust Candace. I seen her with Don's grandkids. They loved her. They adored her. She would watch
I
them while Don's
I would
daughter
not
was at
leave. I
work.
would not leave Candace Wells with my dog, and that's
I
the
love
truth.
Candace.
I would
She's
not leave her with my dog.
she's not who everybody says she is.
Oh, she's
Everybody says
exactly who we said she is.
then why hasn't law enforcement arrested them? Why don't they have anything?
Well, Miss Daisy,
Why?
it's one thing you know, and I know. We both know. It's one thing to know something, right, and another thing to prove it.
they need a body, probably.
No, they would
Yeah,
have
They,
some sort of evidence. The dogs, the
no,
cadaver
no.
dogs that come through there.
Tennessee, Miss Daisy does not. They have a mayor and governor there that does not like to prosecute without the victim.
Her
yep,
garden. Them cadaver dogs would have picked up a dead body scent if Summer would have died on that mountain anywhere. There's no proof of death at all. I think she's still alive. I think somebody's got her out there. I
I
think
don't
she's
think so
still
at all.
alive.
I don't think so at all. And the more I dig into it, the more it seems like she probably wasn't. She probably wasn't even with us when they put her on those milk jugs.
you're
I'll
right.
tell you what, this is what I'm going to say. Don Wells is going to go to his grave. It's going to put him in an early heart attack worrying about his baby girl and his boys.
You ask me if I give a damn.
Guys,
He loves his kids, but he
Ask
would never
me.
hurt them just to wake up and say,
Ask me if I care. Ask me if I care.
Well,
Ask me
I'm,
if I care, Miss Daisy, because you know what? Those kids were grossly neglected. They were grossly abused. Those children were being underfed. They were not being taken care of. They were not being they had did you see that mattress that baby and them children were sleeping on? Did
Prayer
you
Garden, I
see
grew up with worse than that before.
no,
Them
Miss
kids
Daisy?
were
I
not
seen pictures of
starved.
you growing up. I seen you have a
You
Christmas. I
seen
had
that when I
seen your
moved to
dollhouse.
Kentucky. You didn't see the part when I moved to Kentucky, away from my
Um,
family at 8 years old. You seen when we lived in Michigan. I lived in Michigan with my grandmother and grandfather at that time. It's not until I moved to Kentucky.
I have, I just, I have one more thing to say, and I'm gonna get out
I
of it.
don't believe them kids were starved at all. I don't believe
Miss
that.
Daisy, you could tell them kids were starved. My
No, they
God.
wasn't. Prayer Gardens. Come on.
Miss Daisy, why do you insist? Why do you insist on protecting the wells instead of
It
summer?
ain't about protection. It's about the truth. I
No,
mean,
you're
they're my
protecting
friends, and I just feel like
you are protecting the wells, Miss
I'm not.
Daisy. And I think that you come up on my panel doing this because you believe in your heart, you believe that Don and Candace might give you some brownie points, that they might tell you. The only thing they're going to do
What?
is
For
the
what?
only thing the Wells are going to do, Miss Daisy, is play with your fucking mind, use you up, and dump you like they have Cher and Benny Keys and Allie and Cam
Use me
and
for
all
what?
the rest of the idiots.
What are they using me for, Prayer Garden? That's what
I
I'd
tell
like to
you,
know.
I tell you what they're using you
A
for, Miss Daisy.
shield.
Don
You're
even offered to put sheetrock up on my roof for free in my living room.
um,
Help
Yeah, he
yeah.
did.
I'm
They
going
were
to tell you.
nice.
I'm
I
going to
mean,
tell you something, Miss Daisy.
what are they
I'm
using
sure
me
he
for?
will. I'm sure he will for all the money that you've had your chat donate to them.
Well, let
Candace
me
and
tell you
Donald.
something.
I'm going to tell you. Candace and Donald told me that when you people are no longer of value to them, your asses will be rolled off the hill. You obviously somehow,
I've
some
never
way,
been
are
of
still a
value.
value to them.
I've
And
never
when
been of
you're
a
not,
value, Garden.
you will not be, part of them no more. You know, here's
I've
the
never
thing,
been.
Miss Daisy. Um, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to
What
tell you
happened?
what.
So, boot.
Listen, you know what, Miss Daisy? I think the whales have already gotten off. I think they've done got off enough
No.
on, laughing because they watch me go at you and watch you try to go at me. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to give them that tonight. What I'm going to give them is this message. God will take care of you. God will take care of you, Don and Candace. God Almighty Himself will give you everything that you deserve and then some.
I
Trust
do
and believe me.
too,
I'm going to tell you something, Miss Daisy.
proud.
I will put Don and Candace in God's hands tonight, and I'm going to bid you a good night because this is Summer's channel, and
No,
people who support the Wells, I don't want, I don't want, if you want to come over here and talk about Summer and you want to support Summer, you're more than
I
welcome,
do
Miss
support
Daisy.
something.
I'm not going to be mean with
Yeah,
you. I'm
like
not going to
that.
be ugly with you. If you want to support her, you are most welcome over here. But as long as you're
Well, I
supporting them, I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I'm not going to be mean to you. I just ain't going to have nothing to do with you. Good
Well,
night, Miss
unblock me.
Daisy.
Tell Ronald to unblock me.
Good night.
Good night, Prayer Garden.
I'm not going to allow people who are not for Summer and protecting Summer to be here. If she wants to come here and she wants to support Summer, well, that's beautiful. And she would be most welcome. But you know what? She's not welcomed if she's not going to be supporting Summer. Uh, we all know the actions of Don and Candace Wells. It allows us to understand that what was done to Summer was premeditated. It was premeditated. Don was started to drive a different vehicle. He fired his coworker to blame exactly what happened June the 15th. Don knew Summer was coming up missing on June the 15th. That's why he fired Dudley the day before to blame it on. And that's why he changed up the vehicle. And also, Allie would have to buy them food. Yes, Allie did. Well, Allie didn't buy them a lot of food prior to Jose being up there. Now, when Jose was up there and Allie was seeing him, she would use her monies and stuff to buy food, take it up there because she was into Jose. Um, Allie did feed the kids a lot when they were at her house, and I'm sure, when they went out places, Allie liked to. We saw pictures. Allie and her family liked to go out and eat, and I'm sure the Summer and the kids got a lot more food when when Candus was hanging around. When Candus was hanging around with Allie and her family, absolutely, no doubt in my mind, the kids got fed a little better. But I don't think, I do not think that, they got fed well when Allie wasn't around. Are you okay, Karen?
Yeah, yeah, she just blows my mind. I just don't understand how in the world she is so blind. I don't know, but I can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure
Okay,
can, sweetie.
okay. Um, I I don't know why she doesn't understand that these people that do things, they can lie to an interrogator. They can lie and have tears rolling down their face knowing they're lying. And I don't know why she thinks that because they've conned her into this
They haven't
with a
conned.
bit of
They
emotion.
haven't conned. I'm going to tell you something, Karen. Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
I, I
You don't think she really believes them?
absolutely not.
I
Absolutely
say
not.
surely to God she don't.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Um, I'm probably one of the best observers of people, right?
Uh huh.
That I would know. And I know a lot of people that's into observation. They observe that as well. But the point being is you can always tell someone's heart by their look on their face, right? By the way they hold themselves. But just look in their face, and you can tell their hearts, right?
Yep.
Whether they're sad, they're mad, they're upset, they're lying. I mean, very few people have what they call a poker face, and even poker faces give themselves away by different types of body languages. Other than that, you don't have to see their face. You could just observe their hands, their walk, their talk, and you still read them. Just because they got a poker face, don't mean you can't read them. And but Day don't have a poker face, and neither does Don and Candace. The thing is uh, Miss Daisy's just as big a snake as Don and Candace is. Her and her sister. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. They are snakes too. These are people that will smile in your face and don't turn your back, right? Don't turn your
Yep.
back on them. Um, you know, you better watch out. You better watch out. And they're pretty damn good. They're pretty damn good at what they do. I got to hand it to them, give them credit. But the point being is, um, Miss Daisy don't believe that Donnie Candace is any more innocent than we do, and Donnie Candace knows this. They know this. You know, Day Day has no idea who PG is. She has no idea what I know about the Wells, nor how I know anything about the Wells. All she knows is she thinks she knows them, and she don't. Um, and she thinks that Day Day is full of herself. She is one of those people. I think she's a obsessive compulsive liar. If you ask me, what I'm saying is, I believe that she possibly believes her own damn lies.
Well,
And
I tell you one thing. When in the beginning of all this, I remember her plainly saying the video or the pictures of Summer in the back of that vehicle, propped up on the milk jugs, because she was a nurse. She truly believed that Summer was not alive in that, on those milk jugs. She said that a million times. And oh, I'm telling you, whenever she was totally saying that Summer was past, Summer was gone, Summer was this, until they got their claws into her, and then she did a
no,
total.
till she got her claws into them. Until she got her claws into them.
Yeah, they're feeding on each other. I don't know.
And
They're both playing games with each other.
you know, so that's what it is. That I don't want to interrupt PG. What do you not want to interrupt me about, Michelle? Michelle says she does not want to interrupt me. What did you not want to interrupt me about, sweetie? I don't mind being interrupted. Don said right out here to all of us, I've got 7 alibis. Candace got none. She's going down. He outed Candace just like Jinky's outed Day Day. Jinky said, Day Day's been turning in everything John and Candace telling her to law enforcement. Day Day don't believe anything they're saying. Day Day talks really bad about them. I'm going to send Candace all the proof when she was mad at Day Day, right?
Yep, I remember that too.
So, they don't believe Don and Candace is innocent. They don't believe, Day Day has got this great hope that, she's going to get something that's going to, be real valuable to law enforcement. And Don and Candace laughs their asses off at people like them. They laugh their asses off. Now, I know Day Day is somehow still supporting, financially supporting the Wells in some manner through her people or something. If there was nothing to get through Day Day, they would have trashed her like they did all the rest. She'd already been trashed. So,
Don,
and
Don left you a message in the back chat.
oh yeah, he's always leaving ugly messages, absolutely.
If he dies from a heart attack, it'll be from all the alcohol and drugs he's done. It's not going to be because of Summer.
I didn't fire nobody. What the hell is he even talking about? He must have had one too many tonight, right?
Yeah.
His R&R must have kicked in along with whatever other substance he's already ran to the bathroom and put into himself, right?
Yeah.
And they were great parents, right? Great parents when Don's sitting in the bathroom, we know doing what, right?
Yeah.
And sucking down the R&R and smoking his cigarettes and having breakfast in the morning when the kids wasn't having any, drinking a whole jug of milk when the kids didn't have none. And, it's okay to give a child $1 pizza a day and expect them to survive on that, right?
Yeah.
That was more than they needed. PG, thank you for not drinking the curdled milk from the cow. Hi, JGL. I appreciate that, girl. God bless. God bless. I appreciate the support and the laugh. I needed that. God bless. That is so cute. Right? That was so cute.
Anyway, I'm gonna jump down. I just wanted to ask her, has she not ever seen anybody be interrogated with tears running down their face, knowing they're lying with every tear that goes down their face? And if she listened to the phone call of Candus Wells pranking Mary, crying like a baby, and
Uh-huh.
how that sounded,
They're
I
coming
think
to
that
get
was,
Donnie.
yes,
Oh, yeah, right.
and it sounded just as legit
Oh,
as the
yes.
real thing.
And you know what? As soon as they hung up, who they call? PG. They
Yeah,
called PG laughing their asses off,
yeah,
saying, "Could you call Mary? Act like you're the police." I was like, "Oh hell no, not me!" Right? You ain't talking me into that shit. It is against the law to portray that you're law enforcement. Even if you are law enforcement, you can't portray to be law enforcement where you're not.
yeah,
Right?
yep.
It's
I,
just you don't do that.
I'll tell you one thing, and then I'm gonna go. I think that they are using Daisy because she's so dumb to back 'em on her panel and on her um, platform.
Right?
I think they're using her for that, and she's using them, thinking she's going to get in good enough with them that they're going to tell her something.
They're
They're not
not.
going to tell her shit.
What they're doing right now is sucking her up for whatever might be left to have.
Yep.
Whatever might be left to have. And I'm going to tell you, Daisy better remember that over in Arkansas, there was a nice lady like Daisy who took them two savages in and
Yes.
they attacked her. They trapped this woman at the refrigerator, and luckily she had a friend visiting that went and got help, that went and called law enforcement. You know, what would have happened to this woman had she not had someone else there to go seek that help?
Yes.
I mean, I would not be inviting these kind of criminals into my house.
Daisy needs to
They may come back. They may come back. And if they was to catch Daisy, in her home by herself, God only knows, right? God only knows.
She liked to call me Crazy Karen because at the beginning I was the one that was saying that Summer was alive, and that she went out with her what's Candace's grandest, and
Right,
she
right.
was out in that vehicle, and she likes to call me Crazy Karen, but in the beginning everything I said was crazy and off the wall, and she was a nurse, and she knew for a fact that baby
Yeah,
milk jugs was she was already.
she don't seem to sound like no nurse because I've seen medical questions come up, and then for she don't know nothing about it, right?
Yep.
I'm like, whoa. If you was a nurse, you should freaking know, about the anatomy of the body, right?
Yeah, but she needs to watch a little bit more criminal shows on TV so she can see how a true con artist can pour the tears and look at you in the eye and tell you lies every breath. And if she honestly believes them, she's crazier than I ever thought about being. But anyway, I'm
Right.
going to get off your show and let you do your thing. And
Hey,
I'm
girl,
going to that.
I appreciate you coming up and listen. Hey,
Yes.
embrace your crazy girl.
Hey, I'll tell
You
you,
got-
I'm
we gotta
embracing.
be we gotta be a little crazy to get through this world, right?
That's true. You got gotta be a little off your rocker.
Amen. Ain't nothing wrong with crazy. We
Okay,
love it.
okay, I'm gonna jump down in the chat.
All right, girlfriend.
Okay, bye bye.
God bless. She's a sweetheart. I like Karen. I like Karen. She said they call her crazy. That was a compliment. Right? Call me crazy, baby. Make my day. Right? Make my day. I'm going to tell you something. Maybe Day Day's got some big hope that she's going to get into the movies, right? She's going to get in the movies, hang around with Dawn and Candus. Yeah, right. I don't think so. I don't think so. They're right there, thinks he's getting into the movies too, right? Old Water Boy. Right? There's Water Boy. Would anybody like would anybody like a glass of water that's done passed through my kidneys? Right? I done filtered it out for you folks. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing up there at the right. Let me get you guys keep looking, have a better view at this. I hear that's what he was doing up at the thing that they had, the summer day. Summer day, he's like, oh, you hot and sweaty. let me give you a let me give you a glass of filtered water. I just stepped behind that tree, filtered through my kidneys, just for you, Candace. Donald. Anybody else that would like some? It's sure to quench your thirst. Right? That's what I heard. That's what I was hearing, you guys. Oh, shit. Oh, shoot. Damn. Oh, God. Old water boy Tim. Shit. He take a drink of water and let out another bucket, right? At his age. At his age, them kidneys can't hold it. He let out a whole bucket for him. Oh, shit. Hey, crack me up. Hey, I'm bringing you up, Sassy Cats. Oh, look who's this. Daddy Dawn wanting to come up. Hey, Daddy Dawn, won't you show yourself? Won't you show yourself? I'll be sure to send that out over the internet. I'll be sure to send that out. Everybody will know what you got. Daddy Don was showing his no goodie spots. I gotta say, he had a little more than White Boy. Right? He was actually a lot more because White Boy didn't have anything. It cracked me up. Oh shit. That knocked that knocked Sassy Cats off the panel. Right? That knocked her off the panel, folks. Hey, Sassy Cats, what's the matter? Oh shit. Did you see what I seen? Right? Did she see what I seen? Oh shit. Oh Lord. Yeah, she's hiding now. Yeah, hold on. She's back for more. I'm bringing you up, girl. What happened to you, Sassy Cats?
I don't know. It kicked me off. I started to talk and I looked down and it was going out of the studio and I was like, what on earth?
I didn't see him swing it, but he might have. I didn't see it wobbling to and fro. he, he might turn that thing into a lasso and pulled you off.
Oh God, that's gross. But I just come up here to tell you
Don,
that since the chub rub number one over there
Don
decided to come up and talk about the CPS thing, number one, there ain't no CPS gonna snatch a child, okay? And yeah, it's not gonna have to go to court over it.
Oh, shit.
So that's a straight out lie too, okay?
What? Say that again. Say that again, girl.
First off,
I'm still trying to figure out how he lassoed you off the
I don't know, I looked down and it was going out of the studio and I was like, oh my God. This is something went wrong.
Oh, shoot. What did you say about Chub Rub?
Oh. when the chub rub number one come up there, I was gonna get up on panel, but I already knew I couldn't get up there while she was up there. I would have had to stay held in back chair or back. Anyway. She come up there, she was talking about how Donnie the CPS took some. No, he would have already known. Because they would have took those boys right along with Summer. And they would have had to go to court over all four of those children.
They wouldn't have had, exactly. Child Protective Services does not just, they're not sneaking around in the weeds to snatch up kids. All right? They don't have to do that. I mean, look at that place. Look at that. They could have removed her just like they did the boys. And if they wanted to adopt her out, they could have done so. They could have placed her out just like they did the boys. You know, they didn't need Don and Candus's permission to take Summer. Don and Candus needed their permission to keep her. Right?
Right.
that just don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
I'd like to know what Donnie fell and bumped his head on.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you what he bumped his head on is Wayne Morlock. That's what he bumped his head on because he knew when he went and tried to turn Wayne Morlock into an essayer of children, accusing this man of coming up there and taking his daughter. He knew, right? That's why he took that ass over into Arkansas, because he knew as soon as that news got to Wayne becomes C. Donald. Donald knew
right, but that was played out after they had went to Arkansas.
He needed to let that one cool down, right? He needed to let that cool down. And then he tried to get into a safe zone. What is the safe zone? You know, CPS, right? Safe zone. You know, let me quit going at, you know, all of my neighbors who, they ain't going to be able to figure out which one, you know, came up here, you know, to get me for saying these things about them. And let me start, trying to get in a safe zone. That's what Don did. That's exactly what he did. I mean, you know, um, Don's got a lot of people upset. I mean, he turned the Light brothers into essayers of children, right? He turned Andy Bernard, Jody Sue, their son, into essayers of children, allegedly. I mean, what I'm saying is when Don says that Andy Bernard, Jody Sue, their son, took Summer, he's saying that, and then he came out and he said, what do you think people think that this person would want her for? They want to, essay her. They want to, abuse her. They want, he out of his own mouth. This is what he said that someone would want to do if they had his daughter. And here
Right.
so what is he saying about Andy Bernard? What is he saying about their son? What is he saying about Jody Sue? What is he saying about Fred Hill? What is he saying about Laura? What is he saying about, the Light brothers? What is he saying about Wayne Morlock? I tell you exactly what is he saying about Dudley? What I'm saying is, and his boss. I mean, this guy had the gumption to come out and say that they actually made a video. Him and Candus made a video of their own boss, essaying their daughter, Summer.
That's sick.
How disgusting is that? How disgusting
It
is
is
that?
very disgusting.
I mean, this man, Don Wells, is saying, and it ain't allegedly, he is saying that his boss was a child predator. That's what he's saying. He's trying to put Andy as a child predator. He's trying to put all of these people as child predators. And, after he plants that seed in everyone's heads out here with his mouth, you can't ever take that back. What I'm saying is, if I ever would have trusted any of these people, I sure to hell wouldn't now. Right?
Right.
I mean, you don't want nothing to do with none of them after Don Wells, did what he did to them all. Because you don't
Right.
know. You don't know if he's telling the truth. You don't know if he's telling something he knows about these people or not.
Right.
We don't know. I mean, especially after what he said about his boss, because why would he say that about Andy? Why would he say that about Fred? Why would he say that about all these men around that area? What the hell was going on in that area? What does Don Wells know about all of these men in that area?
Well, wasn't Candace letting the men come up there and essay Summer?
That's what
Strange men?
from what Jody Sue says. Yes, they were. Andy was supplying the stuff, and they were allowing it to get done. So I don't know. Now how? Even law enforcement says they don't believe she was trafficked outside the area. So I guess they were thinking she's trafficked inside the area. And if she's
Well,
trafficked
from what
inside
I've
the
seen,
area, who's she trafficked to?
I don't know, but from what I've seen,
And I would expect it's those people Don Wells is calling out, right?
they gotta be.
And obviously including his boss. I don't know. This ain't what I'm saying. This is what Don Wells
Well,
is
they said.
saying. This is what Don and Candus are putting out on these people. It isn't all we're doing is, saying what came out of a horse's mouth. What came out of Don and Candus's mouth. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of thinking about Summer's case. We've been here 3 years. Actually over 3 years now. We've been here 3 years and over a month, right?
Yep.
Now here's my thing. where Summer's case is concerned. You know, I'm gonna give you a timeline here. Um, that you know that sounds pretty accurate to me. It sounds pretty on the money. Um, let me find it here. Okay, now here's the thing. At 2:30 that day, they were supposed to drop Hunter off. Okay, they would have been arriving home about 3:15. That's about the time Grandis would have been getting dropped off on the hill. Now at 3:30, um, I believe at 3:30, somewhere between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, Candus was at Fred Hill's because Chad Arnold said he came in and around four, a little after 4, between 4 and 4:30, and he saw Candus at Fred's house. So now, if you and supposedly Summer's already missing. Now, if this is true, that they dropped Hunter off at 2:30 and they got back there around 3:15, and Candus was indeed caught by Chad between 4 and 4:30, then that says that she dropped Grandis off at the hill, and she went straight down to Fred's for some reason. And Fred and Laura said they were that everything could go wrong that day did, and they were getting a really late start. Matter of fact, they didn't. The place closed at 5, and they said that they didn't make it there in time to they didn't make it there in time to scrap that vehicle. So that tells me, and also Laura made a statement that they treated Candus pretty bad, that they treated her pretty bad, meaning that they must have talked to her that day, because she said, well, we did treat her really bad, is, Laura's words. So how could you treat someone really bad if they wasn't there? And, that's kind of allowing us to understand that Candus did pop up down there, like Chad said. And I think that Fred and Laura got out of there, before Chad came in. And they possibly, I'm not saying they did, but they possibly could have had, I can't think of anybody else that could have had Summer. And if this is all true, then Summer was not with us on those milk jugs. Summer wouldn't have been with us on the milk jugs, because 2:30, Grandis gets dropped off at 3:15. So that means that it's a possibility that Summer wasn't even up on the hill. It's a possibility that Grandis got out, walked up onto the hill, and Candus went on down to Fred and Laura's. That's what it sounded like. And it sounds like they had it out down there about something. And then Chad pulls in and catches Candus before she gets back, before she's able to get away from Fred's house. She gets caught by him, and she says, well, my daughter's missing, because that's what, the plan was, right? The plan was to to say Summer's missing, and as if someone took her. That was their plan anyway, so they could blame it on Dudley, right? So she goes ahead and she talks about the plan a little too early, because Summer wasn't even supposed to be missing until 5:55, between 5:55 and 6 o'clock, because Dawn wasn't called till 6:09. And Candus, all she did is ask the boys, and went down the basement. When Summer wasn't there, she ran back up the stairs and immediately started outside with her charades of "Where's Summer" type thing. And Grandis is already hollering abduction, abduction. We're lucky, that they didn't get the boys. What, if you really thought someone abducted a child, you're not going to send more children out there to be abducted. So we know that that's a bullshit lie, right? We know that's a bullshit lie. And I've been thinking about, where does Cotton play into all of this? Where does Cotton come in to, to all of this stuff? And, well, I'm looking around, and I stumble upon this right here, where the red truck, this is Cotton's, where Cotton stays. This is his home. And right here is a red truck, right? This is a red truck right there. So, it's a possibility that Cotton came in before Chad Arnold. Cotton may have came in Ben Hill Road, because they did say that somebody said they saw a red truck. They didn't know if it was that day or the day before, but they know they saw a red truck in Ben Hill Road. So, and they believed, that it was a certain type of truck, but they just know it was red. And that would make perfect sense that Cotton came in, and that's where he's fitting into everything, is when he came in before Chad Arnold. He pulled up on Candus and Fred, Laura, and what's going on with Summer. And that's how he knew too much, and why he felt that now he could come in there more often, because, he had a secret. He had a secret, right? On everybody. And Chad just happened to come after Laura and Cotton and them had pulled out, and Candus still sitting there. Because why would Cotton hang around? Why would Cotton hang around if, Fred and them's leaving, and that's who was there to see? And especially with what, the secret he just learned. He wants to get the hell out of there, right? He wants to get the hell away from this. So, of course, he's going to, get out of there as quick as Laura and Fred would have. And Candus is still sitting there, and that's when Chad comes in and sees her. That timeline is adding up awful good. Matter of fact, the best we've had so far, right? The best we've had so far. It's all making sense, is what I'm saying. It's making sense. And then Cotton's starting to become a nuisance to Fred, right? Cotton's starting to become a real freaking nuisance to Fred, because he's got a secret. And, it happens that, Cotton has to be took out of the picture, right? He has to be took. I mean, this is a man that, a homicide, you right? His unliving is now a homicide. They don't, forensic says Cotton was unlived. He was unlived by someone. So, we got a homicide on our hands where this man's concerned. And who was he a nuisance to? Fred Hill. The very one they're suspecting had something to do with him being unlived. And, and Fred pretty much gave the answers to Cotton. He says, that he believes what happened to Cotton had all to do with Summer's case. Well, I believe it did. I believe it did. Right? What I'm saying is, in all of these people's lies, in every lie, there's some truth. There's some truth. And Fred was telling some truth.
PG, I do know that Fred Hill had two unalivened charges in
Right?
2 different states. And now
I
he's being questioned about
know he
Cotton.
had.
There's something wrong there.
I know he only had one. Only one I know of, and that was the one he got away with right there in Tennessee. I don't know of any other people that he has unlived other than that. And then he's accused. He had to take a lie detectors test, which came out inconclusive on Cotton, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been one charge in West Virginia, and then there was the questioning over there in Tennessee. Well, I
I
sent all that thing to you here a while back on it, because me and Pam was talking about it.
I would like to believe that Fred I would like to believe that Fred's just, blowing off a lot of BS, BS for support. I like to believe that. And for a long time I did until I started talking to Laura. And Laura wanted to, you know, Laura was seeming that she wanted to talk to me, and she was wanting to tell me some things, right? She was wanting to tell me some things, and she did. And she did in her own way, right? In her own way. Um, as good as she could. As good as she could, without, just saying it. What I'm saying is some people beat around the bush and other people just, come right out with it, right? Laura's a beat around the bush. She's a beat around the bush. You know what she's wanting to tell you. She just won't come straight out and say it, right?
Right.
And
Well, see,
and
the thing of it is, PG, she got up on Ziggy's panel, and
right.
then you had recorded the conversation. So there's two different stories there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I do things for a reason, right?
Right.
Behind everything I do, some people say, "Oh, what the hell is PG doing? What is PG saying?" Trust me, I always have a motive. I always have a reason for what I
Yep.
do. You know, like I said, when I came out here, I said I'm out here to get the answers for Summer. I'm not out here to please to please the people, because I can't. You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And when you're trying to get answers for a child, sometimes you've got to use different ways to get that done. And people might not understand what you're doing. They might not understand what you're doing, you know what your logic is. And you're going to get some people coming at you maybe sideways, but that's okay. That's okay. That when they don't understand your logic, when they don't understand that you're in the best interest of this child, and you're willing to do whatever's necessary to get the answers for this missing child, you know um
Then you're going to do it.
well, you just you can't worry about the people. You can't
Right.
worry about what the people's going to think or this or that. You know, you got to do what you got to do for this child. Is what I'm saying, and that's and you know, and that's what I've had to do many times. People say, you know, why is PG friending this person or that person? Well, it's for summer, right? It's for summer.
Right.
You know, I feel if I feel there is any information to be had for this little girl, I will definitely, I will definitely, you know, do what it takes to get that information. Absolutely, absolutely. It doesn't matter. You know, like Day Day came up tonight. Once I figured out she wasn't going to tell us, you know, everything that Don said where Summer's concerned because he didn't say much. And I knew that. I knew that. I knew that, you know, if he really talked about Summer, she would be spitting some of it out, right? She'd be spitting it out. Oh, he was talking about, you know, a certain type of clothes she liked that they had to get her, or she, you know, certain kinds of food she liked that it reminded him of Summer when, you know, when we had this or we had that. Um, you know, but he didn't. He didn't talk like that. You know, what he talked about was, I think Child Protective Services came up there and they did all these. He was talking out of the top of his head. She knows he was talking out of the top of his head. That is all BS, right? That is total BS. And, you know, and therefore she didn't want to really, you know, she knew that she really couldn't give us anything that he had really said about his daughter, because he doesn't give anybody shit when it comes to Summer, right? Ever. I mean, you ask Don Wells about Summer and he wants to talk about something else. He'll change it to religion, he'll change it to you know, somebody he thinks took her, he'll change it to his sisters, he'll change it. I mean, he will, you know, change it to what the hell ever. He will not talk about her. Don Wells tries to disconnect himself from his daughter, and Candus tries to disconnect herself from her daughter. And when you try to disconnect yourself from something, well, that's a big red flag. Because when you don't want to talk about something, then there's a reason for that. And usually the reason that you don't want to talk about something is because you know that that something and one slip can get you put in prison,
Yep.
or it's going to out you. And you also don't want to talk about it because why? It makes you relive the horrible, evil shit you done. It makes you have to swallow the evil human you are over and over again. And who wants to swallow that? Right? Who wants to swallow it? The Wells don't. They
Well, of
don't
course not.
they don't want to be swallowing their pure evilness that they know they've done. They don't want to swallow that. I don't know. The feedback's coming. I don't think anybody's snoring. I think the feedback's coming.
No, there ain't nobody sleeping. Oh, what they're hearing is probably crickets.
Yeah, because it's nighttime now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does sound. It does sound like somebody snoring.
And nobody's asleep on the panel.
Yeah, nobody's
Unless
sleep.
it's your kids.
Huh?
Unless it's your kids, I don't hear anything.
It ain't none of my kids. My kids ain't even in this area of the house. So it
Huh.
can't be them. My kids are so one of my kids could scream right now, and you wouldn't hear it. You ain't going to hear it.
Ain't nobody asleep on panel.
My kids ain't only on the other side of the house, but they're on the third floor. So and you go hear my kids. Not in here. Hell no.
You sent them up to the third floor?
I say third floor because PG's in the basement.
What'd you do? Move your office to the basement?
my my office is I had the office is in the basement. Yes. My office is in my basement. My basement is like, girl, my basement's like an apartment within itself. It is.
Oh,
sweet.
wow.
Oh, hell yeah. It's nice. Real nice. I got a freaking living room. I got a dining area. I got freaking kitchen. I got an office. Hell yeah. My basement's sweet. I got wall-to-wall
Oh,
freaking
man.
carpet. I got wall-to-wall carpet, baby. My basement's cozy. And I got a full bath. I got a full bath. Absolutely. I got a nice basement. I got a nice home. I got a nice home. I'm not going to lie, I do. I got a very nice home, and I thank God. I thank the Lord for it. I thank God for everything He's done for PG. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, you know, you got to work, man. You got to work hard. You got to work hard, you know? You got to work. You got to pray. You got to pray hard. I don't know about working so hard, but you better pray real hard.
Right.
God listens. Trust me, He listens. Hey, Carrie, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Anyway, you know, I like to think that Fred had nothing to do with Summer's case whatsoever as well. But everything, you know, Chad's telling the truth. Now, this all falls upon Chad's head. If Chad is telling the truth about seeing Candus between 4 and 4:30, there's no other explanation, you guys. No other explanation other than if Summer was alive, if she was, well, something went wrong. Something went wrong. You know, something went wrong down at Fred's house. Something, you know, something went terribly wrong down at Fred's. That's all I can say. Why would Candus be there? Why the hell would she be down there at that time? That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not asking anyone, you know, I'm trying to figure this out just like everyone else is. I'm trying to put these pieces together to figure out what happened to Summer just like everyone else is. You know, I'm not asking anyone. I'm not trying to, you know, like I told people from day one here, I don't ask you to think like PG. This is my opinion. This is my opinion. You don't have to, you know, agree with my opinions. I respectfully, you know, agree that, you know, I agree that you have your own opinions. You know, that's what this life's about. This life is about everybody thinking for oneself. You know, all I can do is bring you, you know, the information, everything that I have. I could just bring you everything that I have, all the research and all, you know, all the hours I put into this. I can just bring it to you, put it on the table, you know, lay it out, you know, what my opinion is from what everything I'm seeing. And then, you know, um, it's because it's hold on, I show you. There. This is me talking. I just put Sassy Cats on silent. I just, you know, turned off her mic. And this is me. What do you hear in my background? You hear nothing. The reason you're hearing that noise is because Sassy Cat is outside. She's outside in the streets. And that noise is coming from the cars and in the traffic and, you know, and probably the trees and the crickets and everything that's out there, you know. So none of that's coming from PG's background. Like I said, you know, my kids are three, you know, on the third floor. You ain't going to be hearing none of my kids. They're in a different part of the house on a third floor. They're nowhere near where PG's at because I don't want my kids hearing this kind of stuff. You know, I don't want them. I don't want them out here in any of this at all. At all. I mean, they know about Summer. They know about all of these missing kids, and we pray for these missing kids. And my kids love helping, you know, to make pictures of Summer and they love to stay updated on, you know, updated on how everything's going and one thing and another, especially my daughter. And, you know, and that's great. You know, that's great. But, you know, I do not allow my kids to get into this YouTube. They're not going to, you know, they're not going to be out here talking and, you know, or any of that stuff. They're not going to be doing none of that stuff with us. So, you know, no, absolutely no. So you know, I just wanted to let you guys, you know, everybody's like, what's that noise? It come from PG's? No. I'm going to undo Sassy Cat. There you go. The noise will be back here.
Can y'all hear it now?
No, you must have gotten a quieter area, girl. You must have gotten away from the street. Thank God. Or put in some earbuds.
No, because then they'll screech really loud.
Ooh, I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like earbuds. I don't even use them. The mic I have, allows me to, you know, be able to talk and do everything, and it don't get no feedback from my computer or nothing like that. So I thank God for the mic I have, right? I don't have to wear. When I first started, I was using them earbuds. Man, I hated them. I was like, I can't do this. Right?
How come y'all have to use those listening to YouTube, but I don't have to use those listening to YouTube?
Huh?
Everybody has to use these earbuds when they're watching the lives, right? Well,
No.
I don't have to use those.
No,
I can
not
hear
if
them
you're.
just fine.
You don't have to use earbuds if you're just watching. You can watch YouTube on your TV set. You can sit back in your recliner and watch YouTube off the TV set, right? You don't have to have earbuds or nothing. Off your computer. You can sit back in your easy chair and with your computer on your lap and listen to everything, and you can chat in the chat and all of that. And you don't have to use no earbuds. The only way you'd have to use earbuds is if you come up here. If you come up on panel, then you would have to, you know, use them because you would get the feedback. I would be
Right.
going through your mic, you know, if you didn't have the earbuds.
But see, I don't have the earbuds in my ear. The last time I wore them, you said it sounded like metal scratching up against something.
Right. And
So I decided I wasn't putting it in there.
some people use them so they can hear better. Some people um, like to use them, because they can hear better. They like to, be able to listen up close to everything. And that's just a preference. That would be just a preference there. But yeah, look, there's the red truck. Did was Cotton driving this June 15, 2021? Did he come into Ben Hill Road, go down to Fred's? Did he stumble upon Candus? Did he stumble upon Candus, Fred, and Laura out there with Summer? Did he find some information that he shouldn't have? Maybe. Possibility. Right? Possibility. I thought that maybe my first thought is when they didn't get into the scrap yard, that they went on around to Cotton's place and maybe, implicated him into all of this because, Fred and him were pretty close. Cotton and Fred was pretty close. Cotton, Fred knew what kind of person Cotton was. Cotton knows what kind of person Fred is. And, what I'm saying is those people bad news, right? Then people are bad news. I don't know. But, now I'm starting to think that, Cotton may not have done anything but come in that road in that red truck and stumble upon some stuff that, that he shouldn't have. And it may have costed him, right? It may have costed him. That little stumble may have costed this man, his life. I don't know. But, Cotton's playing into this somewhere. He's playing into this somewhere. Because, Laura plainly stated that after that little girl, she said after that little girl came up missing, Cotton started coming in there a lot. Started coming into that holler a lot, more than usual and becoming a nuisance. And that's the word she used, nuisance, to Fred. Now, she didn't say to her, she said to Fred. And it was Fred taking the lie detectors test, right? Not Laura. So I don't know. Hey, Colt, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? How are you, Mama PG? Much love. Best Mama PG. Hey, girl. Good to see you. God bless. God bless. I hope you've been being good. PG's bad enough for all of us. You guys need to be good. Right? Let me worry about.
I cannot be good in Daisy's chat or Jinky's chat. Daisy has me blocked, but I cannot be good in Jinky's chat.
Hey, SL, I appreciate that gift at One Prayer Garden of America membership. All right. I appreciate that. God bless. Absolutely. I appreciate that.
I always have to stir up some kind of stuff in Jinky's chat.
And I'm going to tell you what. You go over to the Day. Day, and I'll tell you what. It's that's a PG. That's one of PG lovers. You get them out of here. Block them.
She done blocked me a long time ago.
And then she hustles herself right over here, up on PG's panel, right? Over here, up on, like I told her, just leave me alone. I leave you alone, right? What I'm saying is, I'm not going to give the Wells the pleasure. I'm not giving them the pleasure. I don't want anything else to ever do with Day. I don't want anything else to ever do with her sister. I don't want nothing to do with either one of them. ever again. You know, I've washed my hands of them, dust my feet off. I don't care. I don't, what I'm trying to say is Donnie Candace can have them. I don't want them, right? I don't want them. I don't even care about them. I'm done. Just leave me alone. I leave them alone. I'm out here for Summer Moon Utah Wells, not Day Days and Jinkies or anybody else.
Exactly.
I got a mission. Summer's the topic. The goal is to
Yeah.
find her, bring her home, and get the answers for her. Don and Candace, hell, I don't even care about them anymore. We know their involvement, right? In my opinion, they are all involved with what
They
happened.
sure are.
It's finding out who else was involved in this. That's what we're trying to figure out now. We already got the first half of this.
Yep.
We need to figure out the second half. Where does Fred
Who fits
play in
where?
all of this? Right? Where does Fred Hill play in all of this? Where does Laura play into it? Where does Cotton play into this? How did all this stuff go down supposedly at Fred's place between 3:30 and 4:30 June 15th, 2021? And why? What the hell's going on? And the answers are there. The answers are there. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of putting together a private live, members only. It will be members only, you guys. And play out. I want to not just play out, but I want to show some of the stuff I have, and to you guys, so you'll better understand. So you will better understand why I'm saying and thinking what I'm saying and thinking. Okay. But I don't want to bring it all out here. It's just too much. Even though I know there's a bunch of haters in the bushes, and I know there's going to be a bunch of haters in the bushes, evil beings wanting to run, but see, they're not causing nobody trouble except Summer. When these people go,
Exactly.
when these flying monkeys, right, run back to these witches, these haters, with information, like, why they do it, I don't know. I mean, I thought we was all supposed to be out here for one reason.
Summer. That's what we're
Well,
trying to find is answers to what happened in summer.
for all missing children. For all
Yes.
missing children. Sassy Cats, listen. There's a new baby missing. There's a new little girl missing right
Oh
here.
no.
Absolutely. She's 5 years old. Little missing 5-year-old girl. Her name's Skylar.
I thought
And
she was
she
found.
vanished. She vanished. I ain't heard no update on her being found. Was she found? Thank
I
God if
think
she
so,
was.
because somebody had posted it to Facebook earlier that she is found.
Let me go look. Yeah, she was. She was 3 hours ago or 4. She was found safe. She was found
Yep.
safe. That's true. That's true. She was found around 3:10 p.m. So thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you guys. Absolutely. She was found. She was found. Praise the Lord. Absolutely. I didn't know. I didn't know. Here's
That
another
was
little
another
girl.
one.
This little girl, her name was Eve, 4 years old, and they found her in the neighbor's swimming pool. Um, she was found in a neighbor's swimming pool. This is a little boy. This is a little boy right here. Um, and it just happened that his own mother, right? And her girlfriend, his mother and his girlfriend, unlived him. The mother and his girlfriend unlived this little boy right here.
And
So,
there was one that was drowned. The little girl's mother drowned her.
and this little girl right here, her own dad, right
That's
there.
Harmony, ain't it?
No, no, this is another little girl. That
Oh,
her
she looks
dad.
kind of like Harmony.
She actually had a twin sister. She had a twin sister, and her dad, father sentenced to life in prison after daughter goes, after daughter dies over abuse, stemming from bedwetting. Her name was, I want to say Ariana, was found unalived in the home of her father and stepmother's home. So she had this stepmother that was really abusive, I understand too. And anyway, between the two of them, his dad came out and said that he was a really good dad until he got with this stepmom. And once he got with this stepmother, I guess everything went south. And there was a lady that came on there, a forensic nurse that came on there, said that was the worst case she ever seen. Um, they said that they would use belts and paddles, and as form of punishment for the children, over such things as bedwetting or not eating fast enough. They wanted the children, and this little child was a twin. Do you know what a gift God gives you when you have twins? I mean, what's the odds of having twins or triplets, right? What is the odds of God blessing you with more than one child at a time? Um, that's a real gift. That's a real gift. And now this little twin girl, the other twin, part of her is gone forever, right? Part of her is gone forever because, these people want to be so evil and abusive out here. You know, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. I mean, we're not here just for one child or another child. I know Summer brought us to this channel. She put it together, you know, with God. I think God put this channel together for Summer. But we are led to do other missing children as well. This channel's about all missing kids, not this child or that child. No child should ever be abused. No child should ever be destroyed the way these children are being destroyed. You know, it's a horrifying thing. This world is getting worse and worse and worse, right? It's getting worse and worse and worse.
I don't know how these parents get by with it.
Well, little Summer's still missing, right? She's still missing.
Yep, because they won't come out and tell the truth about what
Little
happened.
Michael Vaughn, still missing, you all. Still missing. And we have Sebastian, still missing, you guys, still missing. And we have little Elijah Vu, still missing, still missing. Even though they got the culprits, he's still missing. And look at little sweet Harmony, right? Little sweet Harmony. You know, God bless that child. God bless. She
I
went through
thought
so
they
much.
found, no, they sent it. I thought they found Harmony.
Oh no, Harmony has not been found. The parents are being prosecuted, but the dad won't tell what the dad refuses to tell where she's at. It must be a horrible thing because he will not tell. And little Quentin, look at little Quentin. He still needs justice, right? He still
Yes.
needs justice.
I like how you did that with the little flags around him. That looks so cute.
You
Oh,
know,
there's Summer.
and there's many, many, many more. The list goes on, you guys. The list goes on. So many children. So many children. A lot of children, you know, a lot of children out there that they don't make it out here. They don't make it out here to YouTube. Their cases don't blow up, but they're just as important. It's just as important to get them justice, to stand up for them. We need to be speaking up and standing up for every child across the world being abused, neglected, destroyed. We need to stand up for these children. It's very, very important. We've got a crisis on our hands when it comes to our children, our future. These children are our future. And our future is being destroyed by the boatload anymore. This world has become super evil, and it has started to target our children and our old people. And I'm going to tell you something. These people don't have no respect. There is a lot of evil humans in this world. They do not have no respect for the older people. They have no respect for themselves, and they have no respect for children. And we need to try to make a change, get stiffer laws, stiffer penalties on these people who are destroying our future. Nobody, no human on the face of this earth deserves to be mistreated. No human on the face of this earth deserves to be tortured in any way, with hunger, with abuse, with SA abuse. No way, form, or how. We have got to somehow, stand against this evilness. We've got to start backing it down. We've got to start putting the fear in it instead of letting it put the fear in us. God gave all of us a suit of armor. And if he didn't want you to stand strong and do what needs to be done in pure righteousness, you wouldn't have had a suit of armor. That Bible wouldn't tell you to put on that suit of armor to protect yourself and others with, if God didn't plan for us to be standing strong and protecting everyone against evilness. We've got to learn how to stand up. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. I'm going to tell you, when you're doing God's will, you ain't got nothing to lose. You've got all to gain. You've got all to gain.
There's nothing to fear. We got to protect from everything.
I'm going to tell you, these were healthy children. These were healthy children. That's a healthy child in the arms of Jesus Christ. That's a healthy child that had every right to still be here living its life and being loved, respected, and treated like a real human being instead of someone treating it like a piece of property and not taking care of it and eventually destroying it. And we all know that's what happened to Summer. We all know this. That's
Yep.
exactly what happened to this baby. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because it don't need to be sugarcoated. I'm going to tell you, we got to quit being afraid to talk and stand up for these children. Yeah, it is our opinion. And it's our opinion because that is exactly what we're seeing happen
Yep.
to it.
Yep. That's true.
I'm going to tell you, it shouldn't be us having to protect ourselves. It should be them evil humans.
And the children.
It should be the evil humans not getting no support and needing to protect themselves before they end up in prison. Right?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you, anyone that can support dirty suspects like Don and Candus Wells, and they are number one suspects in their missing daughter's case, they cannot clear themselves. That isn't our opinion. That's a fact.
Yep.
And we all know it. And we all know it. And that's why them boys won't ever be returned back to the Wells. Because they can't clear themselves in their own daughter's missing case. And if that ain't got guilty written all over it, I don't know what does. Just saying. And I'm going to tell you something. I stick with my God, and by God, I'm going to say what I think and how I feel, because this is America. The land of the free, the home of the brave, and I have a right to my freedom of speech. A lot of people gave their lives so I can have that privilege, and I'm going to have it. And ain't nobody going to stop me. Nobody. I'm not going to take a back seat to pure evilness. You're not going to put me in a back seat. Baby, I'm going to be in a front seat driving. And them evil folks can just get the hell out of my way. It's the way it is. And I'm going to tell you, everybody in this world needs to start standing up. Because if you don't stand up, I'm going to tell you, you are the one teaching people how to treat you. And if you don't stand up for yourself, they'll run you over. You best know that. You best know that. They don't care how they talk to you, so why do you care how you talk to them? Give them a little dose of their own medicine and see how they like it. Because they won't. But I tell you what, they'll start having a hell of a lot more respect for you when you do. When you do. Evil humans like for you to crouch down. They like to remind you that you're a Christian so they can run you over. No. No. You can remind me I'm a Christian, baby, because I am. But you will not run me over. Because I'm going to tell you what, my God in his Bible, it says to stand my ground. And by God, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I tell you, I always turn the other cheek. I always turn the other cheek. Oh, I'll let you run your face. And I think running your face was, that's like a slap on the jaw. Somebody comes up to you saying ugly things and you just try to brush it off, but they don't let you. They keep going at it. Well, let me tell you something. They don't say what to do. It says turn the other cheek, and then it doesn't tell you what to do. I guess it's okay to do whatever you find necessary, right? And I find it necessary to give them back what they've been dishing out. So then they'll know how it feels, right? So then they know how it feels. And maybe a steel-toed boot along with it, right? Let it be virtual or real. I'm going to tell you, when they say you can stand me up at the gates of hell and I won't back down, well, I'm going to tell you what. I don't know about anybody else, but that does stand true for PG. Stand me up at the gates of hell, baby, because I'm not backing down. Why would I back down when I got Jesus with me? Why would I do that? Ain't gonna. Ain't gonna. These children rely on us to be their voice. They rely on each and every one of us to be their voice. And by God, we're going to be it. We're going to be it. We're not going to get quieter. We're going to get louder. We're going to get louder. And right now, I want to know why there's no one in TBI on Summer's case. And if there's no one on it, then why are they keeping it open? Is that just to keep Cold Case from getting a hold of it? Why is that? Why is that? Oh, I appreciate that, SL. Member for 1 month. All right. Appreciate all you do, PG. Much love. Hey, girl, I appreciate each and every one of you, too. I appreciate you. But you know something? I'd be ashamed. I'd be ashamed if I was a turd pop sucker. I'd be ashamed if I was sitting there protecting two people who are number one suspects in their daughter's own disappearance and can't even get their other children back because they can't clear themselves with law enforcement. I'd be ashamed, absolutely ashamed, to be supporting them instead of this little 5-year-old baby who really needs the support. She's the one missing. She's the one that needs to be found. She's the one that needs justice. And her brothers need closure. I'd be absolutely ashamed to show my face out here if I wasn't supporting her instead of the turd pop suckers who are supporting the Wells. The Wells don't even support Summer. They don't support their own daughter. They let you know if you support Summer, oh, then you don't support them. That you either have to support them or you support their daughter. Right?
Remember, PG, it's not about Summer, it's about them.
No, it's not.
And it's all about Summer.
That's what they say. That's
Yeah.
what they say. Don and Candus have, Candus got a wrench. And if you go into Day Day's chat and you ask a question about Summer, you're timed out. And they don't have no problem telling you, we're not discussing Summer over here. We ain't talking about Summer. Candus, if they're bothering you, just time them out. Get them out of here. Well, Day Day's not for Summer, is she? She's for Candus, and Candus ain't for Summer either. Candus ain't for Summer because she's timing people out who want to talk about her daughter, who want to ask a question about her daughter, who love and care about her daughter. Instead of embracing them people, she times them out. And they've been doing this for 3 years. 3 years. The Wells have let everybody know, you either support us or you support Summer. We don't support summer. We don't want billboards for summer. We don't want to put out, you know, flyers for summer. We don't want a reward fund for summer if we ain't going to get it. We don't want anything for our daughter. What we want is for ourselves. What can you give us? What can you do for us? How can you
Not a
support
damn
that?
thing.
How can you support that? How can you support mother freakers that don't support their own missing child? How can you do that? What kind of human are you? What kind of human are you to do such a thing? I'm going to tell you something. I am not. I am not going to tolerate turd pop suckers. I am not going to sit here
Yeah,
and
no.
condone what they do. I'm not going to sit here and condone what they do because what they're doing is evil. What they're doing is evil. The Wells, I'm going to tell you in 3 years, if the Wells haven't gave anybody enough information to find summer, they're not about to do it now.
Nope.
It's time to look elsewhere. It's time to start talking to people that may somehow get a conscience, maybe grow a conscience, and want to tell law enforcement what happened June 15th, 2021. And there's more people than Don, Candus, and Grandis who know what happened to Summer. Right, Candus? I know you're listening. I know you got your big ears out here. And I know Day Day's in the chat, got her, somewhere in the weeds. She ain't in my chat because she blocked. Oh, tell Ronald to unblock me. I'm sorry, but
Ronald ain't gonna block her.
I love Ronald. I love Ronald with everything I got. But I'm going to tell you what, he sure isn't going to unblock you. Trust and believe that, Day Day. He don't have that kind of power. He don't carry that kind of power. Not over here.
No, leave her
Not over
blocked.
here. I'm going to tell you something.
She's better off blocked.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You know why someone does not want to support this 5-year-old missing little girl who needs to be found? Do you know how much a child, this baby was in the background hollering, Mom, Mommy, help me, help me. And she seen that her freaking mother was a broken stick, wasn't helping her at all. And she started screaming, someone, anyone, please, please, help me. This little baby is hollering for anyone and everyone around her to help her, and still no one listened. Well, we're listening now. We're listening now. And you know what? Let's help her. How can you not help her? How could you not help her after hearing her say that? This little girl wants to be found. Whether she's with us or not, she wants to be found. She wants her story told. She just wants to be loved, cared about on this earth, and put to rest the way normal people are laid to rest. And she wants to rest also knowing her brothers know what happened and they can rest as well. This child won't rest until her brothers are able to rest. And the only way she can rest is if we find her, if we figure out what happened and we bring her home. That's it. We've got to do something. We've got to start looking in other areas to get the answers because we already know Don, Candus, and Grandis ain't going to give them up. Thank you, PG, for your wisdom. Aw, hey, I appreciate that, Microdot. I appreciate your support. Member for 6 months. All right. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. God bless. Somebody needs to go tell Candus that she's not single until she is divorced. Absolutely, BB Diamond. Absolutely. You know what? Candace is not really mentally there, right? She's not mentally there. She, um, her mental capacity stopped. Obviously, it stopped somewhere, in her teen years because, she's an old lady still trying to act like a teenager, right? She's an old ass woman trying to throw up gang signs. And not only an old lady, but she's an ugly old lady, right? I call it like I see it. She ugly as fucking hell, right? And and it just is what it is. It is what it is. You know, Day Day can come up here and say, "Oh, they look young." No, they don't. Candace, man, I want to tell you now, she looked like something off of a creepy movie, a freaking scary movie. And Don Wells, man, he looks older by the day, right? He looking older by the day. He looked like a he looked like a he looked like the bad wolf, right? With his hair sticking out. Come on. Hey Ernie, how you doing?
Lord, the world's a vampire, I believe.
He got that right. You got that right. Don and Candace certainly are, man. They're sucking it for all it's worth, right? Sucking it for all it's worth. And you know what gets me is they're not even using Summer to suck everybody for all it's worth. You know, they're actually, they're actually telling people, we don't want you supporting our daughter. We want you to support us, which makes it even worse. It makes it even worse because they're like, look, we don't support Summer. We want you to support us. And how do you respond to that? How do you respond to people that evil?
Well, here's the part where they start telling on each other. Think about it.
It's unbelievable. It is totally unbelievable, Ernie. And
Well, let me ask you a question. So I've heard about this. So Candace has left Don now. Is that what's going on? Is that what I'm hearing?
well, you know what? That didn't go up until you started to come out early on at Day Days. And then Mrs. Taz Fu says she works at Drywall Finisher, which, she works with Don Wells and does very damn little. And cleaning house in Virginia Beach, which we know she ain't making no trips from Tennessee to Virginia. Oh, that is, she ain't clean her own fucking house, right?
No.
And how the hell is she gonna clean somebody else's? And then down here at the bottom, she says, oh, she's single.
She's after you, Ernie.
Bullshit.
Well, what's happening is it's another game they're going to try to play. But what's going to happen is this. Let's just say that they are single now. Everybody knows when you break up with somebody, well, you tell your deep, dark secrets, right?
She'd be telling them all to you, Ernie.
Well, I don't know about if I could actually handle all those deep, dark secrets or not, but I'm pretty sure that there's somebody that put a wedge in between that other than me.
I'm going to tell you.
Word has it, let me just say this, word has it, PG, that law enforcement has been lurking around a little bit and poking at them.
Ooh. Ooh. Lurking
Right.
around again.
That's what's going to cause the divide. Once the division is, once you divide anything, you fall apart. Once you fall apart, you separate. Once you separate, well, you tell everything on the other person because you don't know what they're actually saying to somebody.
I'm going to tell
That's what's
you.
going to happen, I believe.
I'm going to tell you
I mean,
something.
that's what I believe.
I'm going to tell you, Ernie. I know Don and Candace too well. I think I know them too well. And I'm going to tell you something about these two mother freakers. These two have a sick bonding. And this sick bonding that is that they're not going to ever they loan each other out. If you know what I mean. They loan each other out and don't care. I mean, and then they bond back together upon this. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, you know, the type of sick bonding that these two people have. What I'm trying to say is Don and Candus are not going to split up at all. And Don doesn't care if Candus is hanging on, Hunter. Don's hanging on, in my opinion, Summer and others. And Candus is, hanging on others too. Benny, she's trying to hang on to Ernie. She's trying to hang on Cotton. She's trying to hang on to these different people, as well. When Don and Candus are what they call street people. They're, they know how to survive. And they're two people who work together to use everyone else for their self gain. Let that be in any form, any form. And then they meet back up and they bond with that. They actually sit there and laugh that they were able to, to exploit other areas. And it's just a really sick fucking bonding. You have to understand this type of evilness. Most humans don't. See, the normal human, which, well, I'm not going to say I'm normal because I probably ain't. Right? And it's okay. But for the normal people, like if your old man went out on you, you caught your old man cheating. Well, for the most part, people, the people would flip out, right? They would be like, it wouldn't be pretty. It wouldn't be pretty at all. Absolutely not. There's different types of people. There's some that'll hug the woman or the man and say, it's all yours now. Hope you enjoy it and walk off. There's others that, going to put them up right now. And, we're going to go toe to toe. And, that's the normal people in the world. They're not going to, and there's some that, is going to cry but they're going to get over it. You ain't going to steal my man or you ain't going to steal my woman, and they're going to put up with it just to keep them. I mean, there's different forms of normal. There's different forms of normal when it comes to relationships with outside of a marriage. But Don and Candus is, they're way out in left field, baby. They're way out in left field. These are some evil bonders right there. And, for me, I mean, for me, if a man, if my man wants to go someplace else, well, he can stay there. I'm not going to get upset. I mean, I see humans, like taxi cabs. There's always a new one coming along. You could call another one. It doesn't matter to PG. I don't attach myself, to humans like that. I don't attach myself to humans like that. Hey, member for 6 months, Summer, we love you. Yes,
Awesome.
we do.
Awesome.
I don't attach myself to humans. I just don't. My kids, yes. If you got my blood in you, I'm attached. But if you don't,
Right. I understand that. I
take it
understand
somewhere else.
100%.
Now, if some man was to, if some guy was like, put it this way, if I seen if I was dating somebody and they was looking at my daughter, I'm going to tell you what, that's not going to be good. That's not
Right.
going to be good at all. That
Understand
sure
that.
the hell ain't going to be good. Now that kind of sickness right there.
Sissy, after this is over
No.
tomorrow, can we talk offline?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I need to tell you about something. What I know that's what I'm. You understand why they're doing what they're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to do this. I want to say this. Let's give it 3 or 4 days, and let's just see where the relationship, if it rekindles, if it splinters even farther, or whatever happens, or whatever they're trying to play. That's the way I say. Give it time. Time tells all, and people always tell on themselves. That's a
Well,
fact.
Donald's not, playing it. Candus is. Candus is, she's playing it. I mean, I'm not saying he ain't allowing it. I'm sure he knows about it.
Well,
But
Don sent me a friend request and then blocked me yesterday. So
let me, he sent me one too. And you know what? I took it for 5 seconds to check it out and see if there's any information I could use for Summer. And then I fucking blocked his ass.
well, I think he just done it to me just to block me. I don't know what to do.
I got rid of him, and then he come back and tried to friend request again, and I was like, nope. I just declined and moved on. Want nothing to do with them sinister people. I'm gonna tell you, Ernie. There's a lot of men out there that will actually put their woman out, right? They'll put their woman out for different reasons. And Don Wells just happens to be one of them. I mean, he don't love or respect Candus. He don't care about Candus. He don't care no more about her than he did them kids.
But you have to understand, Don Wells, like he says, he's a dom, a dominatrix. Right. He's a dom person.
He's a dog.
But a dom is what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's a dog too, but he's a dom. And a dom person don't show love. They don't do that. They show power and control.
Right. And Candus know better. She know better. She don't care about him either. I mean, she lay down with something else at the drop of a hat. She doesn't care about him. Those two are together because both of them are sinister and evil as hell, and they've been doing it together so long that it's just a thing for them. That's their, it's just who they are. Candus relies on Don to keep her lazy ass up because no other man would look at that face every day. And Donald relies on her to just be around and, just to be around and someone he could use when he wants to use her. I mean, for instance, I've got 7 alibis and Candus got none. She's going down. Well, he used her to carry out whatever went down on the 15th of June. And he's used her for a lot of other things too. He's used her to use their daughter to get all kinds of gift cards and get all kinds of support and to get all kinds of cash apps and monies and everything. And, he's spending it just as much and fast as she is. She's getting all this money rolling in, and he's buying new phones and Ray-Ban glasses and, and all this shit. I mean, what I'm saying is the two of them work together to take people to the cleaners, even though they don't give a crap about one another. They're just used to each other. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm going to tell you, the only way you're going to split them two up, to be honest, the only way you're going to split them up, Ernie, is if law enforcement puts them where they belong. In
separate rooms of interrogation.
You know, and that's, didn't you find it really weird that that wasn't done?
Well, it was handled by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, so why? But
Yeah.
now that the TBI is over it and certain agents, the new agents are over it, there are going to be a lot new changes. I do believe, like I said, give it a few weeks, but since they're doing this right now and doing the split up, I think, well, you have to understand, whenever there's law enforcement present around and you've done something wrong, it's called rattling that tree. It's shaking that tree. It's rattling that cage. And once you start rattling that cage, well, people start falling apart. Information falls out, and that's what's happening right now. Hopefully, that's what's happening. But you'll know within 3 to 5 days. Let's just see where it goes. Because most people
Well,
that play off a lie, it don't last long.
Ernie, did you find that Candus says she works in Virginia, right? She says, I work in Virginia cleaning houses. And the sighting of Summer supposed to have been in Virginia. Do you find that, is that an inside joke? I mean, did you find that suspicious?
Well, I didn't find it funny. I heard about it, but I didn't get to study
I,
it, and I
I
haven't
mean,
looked at it much. I did hear about it though. I don't think it's funny,
we
and she
know
did
for
it as an inside joke.
we know for a fact that she doesn't work in Virginia. And but that's the place where the sighting was. That's the place that she picked before the sighting occurred. Before the sighting occurred, she put that. So that's kind of a red flag to me.
Anything to do with him and what they say, trying to throw people off. To be honest with you, they threw so many people off and saying this. But here's the thing, like you said once before, there's always truth to stuff they say. There's
Yeah.
always a little truth to a lie.
Well, here's what people don't understand. It's Don and Candace will ask people to call people and say you're law enforcement. He'll ask you to call law enforcement and say you've seen things you didn't see. He'll ask you to call people and get information on different things that might put him in prison to make sure he's safe. Don Wells doesn't care what he asks his people to do. He feels the only thing you could say is no. And he feels he's one of those people that think if you don't ask, the answer always be no. So at least he asks, even if he gets a no, because a lot of times he gets a yes, right? Like for
But
instance,
that's that power, control, manipulation he has over people. Because he
like,
does. Don
yeah,
Wells has that.
like for instance, they put me on a freaking hotline call, um, and there was like, I don't know how many people on there. There was quite a few people on there. And here I am in this joined call with all these people. And they're saying, and I promise you, every last one of them were out to protect the wells. Like, they're telling me, Sissy, you don't want him to go on the Dr. Phil show because they're going to want him to take lie detector tests. They're going to want this and they're going to want that. And they're telling all of these reasons why he shouldn't go on there. You don't want him going on there. I said, yes, I do. Why would you want him going on there? Because, it's going to bring national attention to Summer. It's going to let the whole world see these two assholes, who, in my opinion, are guilty as hell. It's going to, bring a lot more weirdness to Summer's case and possibly, get it solved at some point. Um, there's a whole lot of reasons why, I want him to go on there. I'm not trying to protect the bastards. Why are you? They've got a missing daughter that they haven't been looking for. They haven't been putting flyers out for. They haven't done one thing. They didn't want the billboards. They wanted the money. They didn't want the reward fund once they figured out it wasn't coming to them if, it wasn't collected. They didn't want any kind of attention ever drawn to Summer. Why the hell are you sticking up for these kind of assholes that seem to be, all guilty and not a lick of innocence in them? Why would you do this?
Well, you know
That's
when you
what I
said that,
wanted to say to them.
you know when you said that, they pretty much tell on themselves. When
But
they don't want to take a lie detector test, and they're saying, "Oh, he's got to do this and that," and that's other people saying that. They're showing that they know they're guilty, but why hide it?
no, that's what I'm saying. These people were willing. These people were willing, Ernie, to support these two bastards and their evilness. What they were saying is, we don't care what they did to their daughter. We just want to somehow be this buddy system with these two fucking weirdos. Those are people that, those are the type of people that join up with Charles Manson, right?
Those are the type of people who do a lot. Yes, you're exactly right.
That's disgusting as hell. That's disgusting. I mean, what I'm saying is there's a lot of people just as evil as the Wells supporting the Wells. They don't care about this little girl. What they care about, it's like Day Day. Why the hell would she be supporting these two criminals? She just had them up at her house this past Saturday, hanging around her. Would you let Don Wells in your home?
No.
Hell no.
Hell no. Those are two people. Don and Candus work together, and they work together for pure evilness. And I'm going to tell you, Day Day just opened a door. She just opened a door to pure evilness. And I don't even know why. I don't know why she would do that. You know her better than me. Me and Day Day don't get along, but I wouldn't want nothing to happen to her. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't. I
But
wish.
if you,
I wish she
but if
wouldn't.
you lay with dogs, you get fleas. Simple as that.
Exactly. Wouldn't you think she'd be smarter than to let these people invade her home? I mean, what you don't understand, when Don and Candus walk into your home, they're not looking, for your hospitality. They're looking at the floor mat of your place. They're looking at the windows, where the back door is, the front door. Does it lead into it? Where does the kitchen lead out of? They're looking at your damn floor plan. They're scoping your house, your freaking land. And it's a possibility they'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
What they did is just tried it out. They'll be back. You're exactly right.
Hey, Ernie, I have a question. Did you get those pictures that I was asking you about?
Did you send them to my email?
No, I was trying to get Miss Smiley to pull them up, and I asked Miss Liplock this morning because I seen her live, and she said that she had a picture of it and she was gonna try to do a live on it.
Well,
But
if you could send those pictures to my Facebook, Lightning Tiger, my personal page.
okay,
If you'll send them to Lightning Tiger, the personal page I've got, you'll see me. You'll know the personal page from the actual the fan page, stuff like that. Just send them to the personal page, and hit me up with a message, and I'll get right back to you. That's what I've been using, or my email. But my email is a little bit complicated, they say. But I get tons of emails. But if you'll send them, go ahead.
I think I got you on Facebook.
I just sent you a picture. Did you see that picture? That is you, right?
Let me check. Yeah, I see. You just sent me a photo. Okay.
Also, I want to send you the T-shirt. I want to send you a T-shirt. Would you post a picture of it?
Yeah, hold on.
I think prevention is the best way to always handle these kind of situations, and it's sad because, to be honest with you, the summer wells, even little Mikey, little monkey, and everything, that all could have been prevented. It really could have
Yes,
been
it
prevented.
could have.
Did you want me to put that picture on a T-shirt?
No. I've got a shirt I want to send you. I just want to know if you'll show everybody the shirt.
Yeah, if you send it to my email, I definitely
Yeah, so we'll talk on Messenger. Now that I know that you're Messenger, I can talk to you freely.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me know what colors you want and stuff. I got pink, black, white, and blue.
I can talk with you tomorrow at some point.
Let's talk tomorrow. I've got some things I want to go over
Okay.
with you. I'm actually in Kingsport, so I'm not too far away from any of the action.
Right.
Well, PG might have those pictures.
If
Maybe
you
she
could just
could
send them to me
email
on Facebook, and that goes for anybody in chat. If you want to talk to me, the best way to do is Lightning Tiger and Facebook. Thank you.
Yeah, I was texting. Well, PG never got back with me about it, but I was texting her about it yesterday. And I'll send you a friend request. And I'll get a hold of you on Messenger and talk to you.
Well, I thought when I talked to Daisy, she said that Don Wells was not at my house. It was, pretty much I knew that Candus was. And I was just trying to see if Don Wells was. That's why I asked the question when I asked her that question. And she kind of seemed like that Don would never be at her house, that it was only about Candus because she was comfortable with Candus. But now we see, I guess the tides have turned. Who knows?
Even Jinky said that she wasn't even comfortable around Dawn. Dawn does make people feel very uncomfortable around him. He really does.
But everybody be safe about
Don
telling
Wells.
everybody that I'm in Kingsport, because Don Wells already threatened to get damn restraining orders on me, and I haven't even done nothing but just been on panel with him, asking him questions, and he's really trying to get restraining orders.
Because I'm going to tell you, he didn't like you early on. He was really ugly. And Don Wells paints really ugly pictures of, good people. He was painting, this really ugly picture of, he was doing that because, you were trying to get the answers for his daughter. And anyone that is for Summer, anyone who is trying to, go that extra mile to get those answers for Summer, Don Wells hates them. And I'm going to tell you something. He can't put any restraining order against you because you're not doing anything. You're not going up on his property. You're not harassing him or anything else. I mean, this is a free country. This is America. And you have every right to be talking about this case. This is a public case, and anyone who wants to, matter of fact, you could write a book if you want to. There ain't nothing Don Wells could do about it. Don Wells wants to sit there and him and Mr. Tim and act like they have some kind of authority or whatever over what people out here do. And it's bullshit. Because Don Wells lost all of his rights, where Summer, his boys, his whole personal life, the day that his daughter came up missing, he lost all of that. It all went out the window when he became #1 suspect in his own daughter's missing case and couldn't get his boys back because he can't clear himself with law enforcement. A matter of fact, he has no grounds over any of his children because they belong to we, the taxpayers. They belong to the state. So, he has nothing, no jurisdiction to be doing anything against any human whatsoever. The only way he can get any type of restraining order or anything is if you go up on 110 Ben Hill Road and, need to be removed, then possibly he could get one. But as long as you're not on his property, you could stand out in the middle of the road with a freaking bullhorn and holler all day long, and there's nothing they can do as long as you knock it off, at a certain time. But, between certain times, you can make all the noise you please. And that's the right of the American people. We have the right to protest. We have the right to freedom of speech. We have the right, we don't have the right to invade someone's property or someone's space, but nobody's doing that. Nobody's invading his space. Nobody's putting their foot on his property. Nobody's following him around and, getting into his bubble. So he has no grounds for a damn thing.
Well, you do. Well, I'm gonna tell what I was gonna tell you. I mean, I can tell people. I just not got okay to tell people. I saw Don Wells out in Kingsport earlier, yesterday.
Well,
And it was.
and I tell you what law enforcement will say. Mr. Wells, you were free to walk away and go somewhere else, just because, like, if you walk in a restaurant where he is, it's a public place. You have every right to be you're just as welcome there as he was. What I'm saying is, if he don't like it, then the door's yours, is what the law will tell him. The door is yours. You don't like someone in here, leave. You can't put a restraining order on anyone in the public because they are just as welcomed in the places as you are. Unless you can prove that they are, stalking you, then you have no grounds. And, I'm in a lot of places where other people are, that I know. I'm not following them. We just, by coincidence, end up in the same place. It's like, hey, what you doing here? What you doing here? Probably same reason. But, to get a book or to get something or one thing and another, it's just is what it is. But unless
I thought about using the Chris Hansen approach. Well, you just sit down right over there and then go into this spiel.
right. I read that. I don't know. Grandis was spotted, right? There she is. I guess she was at one of the conventions for the missing. She showed up in Wisconsin for supposedly her daughter, Rose Bly. This is supposed to be an updated picture. She ain't looking too good, right? She's not looking too good, if you ask me. She looks like she's lost a lot of weight in her face, right? She ain't looking good at all. This case, I think, is taking a toll on a lot of people. And, Day can say all she wants to say, but I'm going to tell you, you seen Don, Ernie. You said you seen him. He looking rough. He's looking rough.
He's looking really bad now.
Yeah, he is. He's looking rough as hell. Trust me.
He's not just aging. He's not aging. He's not just aging. He's actually look, stress can kill you faster than anything. Stress can age you so fast it's not funny. And just look at the time. Look at a year and a half ago. Look at Don a year and a half ago, and now look at Don now.
His stature is you can tell his old bag of bones are starting to sag. That's the best I can put it. Like he's got a weight on his shoulders and it's too much for his frame to carry, right?
Oh, you're exactly right.
That's what it looked like to me. And
now you've got a lot of questions that can be answered, or maybe you can ask Daisy why. Why? I just don't understand, but why? That would be like the hypothesis of it all. But why? Why would you do what you just did? I just don't understand that.
I I I can't answer that either. I can't answer that. It Look at this. Does this look like a grieving mother? Does that look like a grieving mother? And she looking like hell too. She looking like hell too. They all look like hell.
Since his early 20s, this has been Don Wells' goal in life. He was so close to getting himself and his family to this safe and secure spot. Don Candus never wanted their children to experience the same traumas and vices their painful lives had to endure. They were almost
And their painful lives had to, well, Candace got treated like a princess because she had a medical condition. That's why mommy and daddy packed up the whole household and headed to Wisconsin, was to get her better treatment and better doctors, right? And Candace didn't ever have to do anything. She didn't have to do nothing. Her sisters had to do it all because poor little Can, had medical issues where she just got to lay around and, and be the slob that she is today, right? No structure whatsoever. And she showed that she had to do nothing, right? Because she hasn't ever
Yeah,
done it.
I mean, you're right. You're correct. You're correct, 100%.
For anyone else. She hasn't ever done nothing for no one else. She didn't take care of her kids up in Wisconsin. She didn't take care of her children over in Arkansas. And she sure to hell didn't take care of them on Ben Hill Road. One's completely missing now, right? Candace hasn't ever done nothing for anyone but her damn self. But her. It's all about Candace. She's self-seeking, selfish, and out just for self-gain. And Don Wells no better. He was a spoilt freaking brat with dirt bikes and everything else. Daddy showering him with gifts, mommy showering him with gifts because his family was split apart. Mommy finally gave him the place where he's living. He was another one that didn't ever amount to shit because he was spoiled and got away with everything. And he got clothes and he got food and he got all of these things that his children did not get. Don Wells in his pictures look at his pictures with his parents and, his clean blonde hair. He wasn't all dirty. He wasn't wearing shoes too big for him and clothes too big for him or girls' clothes because no other clothes were clean, right? I'm going to tell you, him and Candace were two spoiled, stinking brats that were both, they were like two peas in the same pot.
You're right. You're correct.
And then they want to sit there and talk about how they didn't want their kids walked through hell. Their children were neglected. They had lice. They had scabies. They had all these ugly things that were not being treated because Don Wells would rather spend the money on his habits and Candace's habits. I mean, for God's sake, she buys this minor a Twisted Tea and Babes instead of her daughter a Happy Meal to feed her that morning. Who the fuck does that?
Well, that just goes to show you where his real priorities are at.
Exactly. Didn't feed their children. These children walk through hell with these bastards. They're the ones that put these children through that hell. Look at that dirty mattress. I mean, who had the audacity to even write this bullshit?
Well, in the beginning, I'm just going to say this. I knew where you were coming from when you was trying to get information. There was one of your lies. I can't remember which one it was, but you had said something, and it really caught my eye because it was like I knew you was talking to Don, and you rephrased the question on him or something like that, and he kind of got stubbled up. You remember that?
I'm gonna tell you.
It was during. It was like during. It was like way before. I mean, like it was right when I joined. When I joined in, I know that you had said something. I can't remember. I actually got a screen clip of it somewhere. I was going through my old files with the Summer Well stuff, and I found that clip, and I was like, "Wow!" And
Was
I was
it
like,
when he said he saw Summer getting changed in the truck?
uh, I want to say something. It was something about like, I know on one of it when you had him up. It was something when it was on an interview that he said, and he said she was precious or something like that, like more like money or something. He referred to her as money, and you said something. It was something about money, and you had said something, and you had been like, "Whoa!" Like you caught yourself, and then you kind of asked him something, and he was stuck, like he couldn't say nothing else. He changed the subject or something. That's what it was. I'll have to find it and see. It might have been a truck thing, but I don't know. I was looking through a bunch, and that caught my attention because it was your live.
I went at him. Everybody else had kid gloves with Don Wells. That afraid to ask him the hard questions because he might not come back on their panel, and we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We didn't give a fuck if he was over here or not. If you come here, you're going to answer the hard questions. You don't want to answer the hard questions, get the hell out of here, right? We don't care. We're for Summer. We're not for the Wells. And we have no problem letting people know that, including the Wells. You know, we don't like click likes and views. We don't do it for that at all. We do this for the right reason. I mean, we're looking for a gift in heaven, not on this earth. We don't need it. We don't need it. What we need is these children to be found, brought home, and justice served. That's what we work for here. And we're going to continue to do that here. You know?
Exactly.
It's just that, like, it makes me want to be sick when I see those Cash Apps and those Venmos and them PayPals and, going across people's screens and tip jars, and it makes me want to puke. It's like, are you doing
the
this
way I
for
look
the
at that,
money, or are you doing it for the children?
if they're out there actually, fighting a good fight, and they're actually out there trying, but these people are sitting behind computer screens. They're sitting behind, and they're giving their opinions, on things, and they're trying to push people into believing their narrative and their agendas, and it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong to take a missing child to do that. That's wrong when you don't even know anything about the case, but you're actually, and some of these YouTubers actually go off on everybody else what they're saying, and they lead it into it. Well, you're throwing real investigators and real people off when you do that. Don Wells is the king. He's the king of manipulation and power and control, and
Oh, I
and,
agree.
and he'll do that. He'll do that. He'll be your best buddy. He'll be your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Ernie was doing good, and he'll throw that stuff at you. But I know how to read through the bottom line. I know what the bottom line constantly is. That's the main suspect right there.
Right, right. And Don doesn't like anyone who, calls him out. He doesn't like anyone who, you know, pulls him into the light of who he really is. They ain't nothing pisses him off more than you exposing his evil side. That's the side he tries to keep hidden, and only a
You know,
few are able to see.
his expressions when you talk about Jose. Remember Jose, right?
Oh yeah,
And Jose talking about when Don had Summer, of course, in the shower.
right.
Don had already said and already told me. Remember when I brought that out about him showering with Summer and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he'd already said that. So what's not to believe? And that comes from his own words. It's his own words, not mine. His own words. So
Right.
what's not to believe about what Jose said about Dawn in the shower with Summer and her doing all that, screaming and all that? Right there, just I just don't understand how any adult that's in that house, and I understand they got into some kind of argument, fight, or something over that. But look, that's a child. That's a child who is against their will, who is against their is they don't have a choice in the matter. It don't matter. They don't have a choice. So I don't see how something didn't just violently happen right there, because I'll be honest, if I would have been there, if I would have been anytime, if I would have been any place like that and hear a child screaming, your nature is to help people. You're going to help somebody, but a lot of people these days turn their heads but for a kid, for a child to be that way, and for the daddy to be in a show, that's sick.
It is.
That's beyond. That's like gateways of evil right there. Sickness.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Ernie. It is for the mother. It is for a mother to protect her children. God had you carry that child for 9 months. He had you go through everything it took to have it. And the doctor put it in your arms first. And they do that for a reason. You're supposed to protect that baby. And you're the one that's supposed to be feeding it and diapering it and dressing it and bathing it and doing all the good things for it. And you're the one supposed to be teaching it to walk and talk and crawl. I mean, you're supposed to be the one keeping a tab on every little milestone that it makes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, God does that. God puts the baby in the mother's womb and stuff for the 9 months to carry it, to get that bond. For that
Amen.
bond.
Absolutely.
The survival of it.
But
It's like, go ahead.
There's a lot of women who do not bond like that. And there's a lot of women that, there's a lot of mothers who carry a child and they, and they don't get that instinct till it's laid in their arms. And there's a lot of them that, don't even want the baby put in their arms. They don't, they just don't want it. They didn't bond with it at any point. And, it's just the way it is in life. And you got a lot of ugly people in this world, a lot of evil humans in this world that, they look at their children as a piece of property instead of a gift from God, what it truly is. And they got this thing where they want to be the boss. They don't understand that their child is a human being that can be reasoned with. It's his own human being. You don't own it. God does. God gave it to you to raise, to steer in the right direction. And, and hopefully it always goes in that direction. Your children, you shouldn't ever tell a child, it's because I told you so. It's
right.
because I said so. You should tell a child why you're saying what you need to tell a child, look, I don't want to waste my breath on you. I could live an extra year as much as I'm trying to, steer you in the right path.
Well, the thing about teaching children is consequences, and what it all boils down to. What's the consequences of what your actions? That's why you teach them and you tell them what they're doing wrong.
You tell a child you don't play with electricity because I don't want you getting fried. You tell a child I don't want you touching the stove because I don't want you to be burnt and hurting. I'm trying to save you, baby. I love you. Kids need to hear I love you. Everybody needs to hear I love you. I mean, why people don't want to say it, I know that people assume you just know it. But sometimes it's nice to just hear someone say, hey, I truly care. I mean, I let my kids know I love them every day, man. I love my kids with everything I got. And they know it. They know it. I don't just say it, I show it. I show it in so many ways, They come before myself. And they know they do. And I do whatever it takes to keep them safe. It's just what a parent does. I don't understand people that don't. I don't understand it. I don't want to hit my kids. I want to hug them. I mean, they're a gift from God, man. And, and I'm so appreciative that God gave them to me.
Well, you damn sure don't want to be sexually interested in them. That's a fact.
Hell no. And I tell you what, you better not be around thinking that anybody else is going to be interested like that. I tell you what, Oh, to the hell no. To the hell no. I will be in prison for a long time. Trust me. I will
Now
be.
you see what I'm talking about. If he in the shower with Summer like that,
I'm
if
going
you
to
would
tell
have
you,
been there, by God, I would have been in jail. I would have already been in jail.
I would have. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Me and Don Wells would have never got together because I'm going to tell you something. He is a sick human being. And anyone that was around his home in Arkansas, and Lisa can vouch to this, she's on panel. Anyone, including Candus, that was in Arkansas around him and his old lady, his first old lady, anyone that was around them two sickos know that what kind of people they were. They were allowing, Don Wells was allowing people to come there. Him and his old lady Pam were going to homeless shelters, picking up young girls like Lisa with children, picking up girls like Candace pregnant. They weren't trying to help these girls. They were after these girls' children because they had SAers on the line. And these kids were getting SA'd. All of these kids were removed by Child Protective Services and not given back to half of these people because of what Don and Pam was doing. They were sick. And they did the same thing to Allie. Wasn't after Allie. They was after Allie's kids. Candace wanted to hug up on Allie's son. Don wanted to look at their bodies. He said one of the kids had a body from Hades. What are you looking at a
That was
child's
a
body
13. It was a
for?
13-year-old.
You're a sick son of a bitch, man, when you're sitting around looking at a little child. How the hell does that turn you on?
Well, I just don't understand how pedophile can look at a child and say
I'm going to tell you something.
I don't understand it.
I can bath and take care of full-grown adults, and nurse them back to health. And I don't have an interest in anything they got. I don't even pay attention to that. That's fucking disgusting. These people need help. How the hell does that kind of stuff even enter a human's mind? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's revolting to me. It makes me want to puke to know that there's people out there who, actually are capable of doing such sick, evil things in this world. There's got to be a special place in hell for people who, are able to touch any human in the wrong way.
So, let's see. How can I say this without saying too much? Over toward the Tri-Cities area, there is a group that I've actually broken into. They actually invited me. We wear different hats in the field. Let's just say that. And in that group is a lot of people that tomorrow. Let's do this tomorrow. Let me show you. Let me break you into this group, okay? And let you see for yourself. I'll show you the screenshots of what they're doing.
Do you know what, Ernie? I think that you were amazing when you asked Candus about the shower. You said, you told her, and you were very, what would the word be? You were very nonchalant.
Right.
You was like, hey, did you know that Don's supposed to be taking showers with Summer? And she was like, what? No. And then you said, yeah, he said she had candy she didn't have candy all over her, did she? And you really was able to bring out the full-blown, you was able to show everybody the full-blown side of Candus, when she's in acting mode. I mean, she really put on a total fucking show, right? Made an ass out of herself.
Well, it manifested right there. When I said that, I knew it. She had to. Well, it was one of those open-ended questions when I said it, And the way I delivered it to her, I hit her off the bat with it. Like we was talking about something else, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, hey, did you know that Dawn said da 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 da? Then I knew
Right.
that when I said, the did you know part, it automatically made her mind start thinking, and then like, what can I say to cut? Because she was looking for a cover up, but there was no cover up because she was standing in the next room when it was happening. So that was the thing, because Dawn admitted that, and I already knew that, and I didn't think Candus had heard, but Dawn had already mentioned her being a part of it. So I knew the question to ask her was a gotcha question, and I knew I was going to get some kind of sort of answer, or she was going to actually fade out and bring the truth out. And that's kind of what she kind of done, like, and that's all I really needed, was that gotcha moment there. That's all I was looking for. And in the end, other information, it was just treats.
I'm going to tell you, it was awesome to see, you let the whole world see this lying bitch putting on a performance that did nothing but make her look like a freaking ass, because we already knew the 911 call was over the fact that Jose wanted Summer out of the shower, and he even got a towel, gave it to Candus, and told her if she didn't get the baby out, he was going to go in there and get her out himself. Now I'm going to tell you, there must have been something really weird going on that he either seen or heard to want that baby out of there. I mean, what I'm saying is just, if she was in there, laughing, splashing around, and just getting herself a shower to get thrown out, I don't think he would have been getting a towel demanding her out of there. Also, Candus made the mistake of saying on the 911 call, he's hurt Summer. He's always trying to hurt Summer.
Bingo. That's what I was getting ready to say.
And you know what she got out of keeping her mouth shut about what he was doing in that shower? She got that vehicle. And what mother takes a fucking bribe instead of protecting her child and getting rid of a sick bastard like him? That's my question.
Well, you're exactly right. And one thing that got me is, look at the age Summer was at that time. Think about this. How serious can a child be at that age and be so to where they're screaming for help and help me and all that, and them knowing, and like them actually knowing that they're being put through pure hell, and then it being so clear like that at that age. Now think this out. That's seriousness. That's a seriousness scream, is what they call that. A seriousness advance for help. And Jose, when he brought that out, I was thinking to myself, the age of Summer at the time that happened, still very, very young, and being able to be clearly like, help me, like letting it out, instead of just making the screaming matters, was able to ask for assistance, ask for help. That's what got me, and I knew it was real then.
Absolutely. She was 4. She was 4 at the time of that 911 call. And she had turned 5. She had turned 5 that following February. She turned 5. And she was absolutely screaming at the top of her lungs for someone to help her, anyone to help her, please. And the sad thing is, no one did. And Jody Sue knew that this kind of sinisterness was going on in that house, because Summer came running out wanting a towel for herself and didn't get one. And Jody Sue said, oh, she was a freaking brat. Called her a brat, knowing that this man had just, been in the shower with this child. And even True, Allie's daughter, was at the house and took note that he didn't only, shower with Summer, but also at some points took her down in the basement with not a stitch of clothing on. And sometimes he would totally undress her without a shower and take her to the basement, from what True has said. You know, these people had knowledge that
But
this,
it all leads to that basement, don't it?
and it does, and
It
none
all
would.
leads to the basement.
And I'd like to send you some photos that I got because I think you'd be very interested in them. Hey, Gio, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you for all you do, all you are doing for Summer. Hey, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you all being here and staying here and always being here to support Summer. God bless. God bless. I appreciate your support for her channel. And Australia, how you doing? A super sticker. All right. I appreciate that. God bless, girl. God bless. I appreciate it. You guys are so amazing. And I appreciate everything you do. God knows my heart. When I say PG appreciates it, God knows I do. Thank
And
you.
when you get time, PG, if you could show that picture that I sent you, because that right there, I developed that. I pretty much, that artwork is all mine. I came up with all that, and I think it's better to, for the lightning tiger child predator prevention. I think that speaks numbers when it comes to awareness, because you know even and it's not a shirt that it's like to where kids can't have it. Kids can have it and wear it in school and everything, and it raises it pretty much raises awareness everywhere from child predators. So
And I appreciate that, and Ernie, you're doing a great job out here. You really are. And,
but
I
PG, listen,
appreciate that you're for the children. That's all
if
that
I
matters out here.
if I listen to the doctors, PG, I'm dying. I'm a dead man in 9 months. So think
And
about it.
I'm going to tell you, Ernie, there is no expiration date stamped on the bottom of your foot, is there?
Well, I haven't checked it. I even stepped in the mud to make sure, but no, there's no expiration date. But
Okay. I'm going to tell you what, your number ain't going to get called until God calls it. I've seen doctors tell people that, they got so many months and they, and I'll tell you, there's outliving other people. They outlived the doctor, to be honest. Um, you know,
well, let me ask you a question. Before I do this. I've been asked to do this. You know, Summer's favorite with color was like purple. Everybody puts the purple hearts in. Um, I thought about doing like one of those child predator prevention shirts and having it in purple. Would that be wise to do that? I don't want to be called out on it for that, but it would be something that I was thinking about, for
absolutely.
just that reason.
You
I
know,
wasn't going to put no name or nothing, but I was going to
at,
have one done in the purple, like.
at their summer day thing, and they had T-shirts that they had gotten, but like nobody else was allowed to have them T-shirts. Why not? It brings awareness to summer. You say you're for summer, but yet you want to put a cap on the volume of, you know, shirts that could be out there in the world, um, getting the attention for
Well,
her.
theirs had, so theirs had like pictures and stuff. I've seen those shirts. I've seen other creators doing stuff like that.
Right.
Uh, I'm just using the color
You
purple on
know,
my tiger.
you
Pretty
know
much
the
on
shirt.
the
You know the
design.
shirt I would love to see is I would love to see a shirt with Eli View, who is missing, Sebastian, Summer, Michael Vaughn. I'd like to see a shirt with all of these different kids' like all their faces on it. A big sign above it, missing, with all of their pictures below.
Hmm.
And if you information contact, 911,
TDI.
the
Yeah.
911, well, 911 works anywhere in the world,
Right.
and well, in our country. So, it would be great to have that, because even local police is going to get a hold of the right places when you report a missing child. And, and that we give a lot of, instead of wearing one shirt for like, a certain child, having all of them, that still has not been found would be a great thing, because you're getting a lot of faces out there at once every day on these people's backs, or, chest or whatever. It would just be an amazing thing. I think that, t-shirts is the way to go. And like your shirt, for instance, it will bring awareness. It may not have the kids' pictures on it, but it'll bring awareness across the country for all missing kids,
Right.
because it is geared towards promoting others to care the way we do. And that's a beautiful thing too. We need more of us, and
Right.
less of these evil human beings that just are so full of hate. I don't understand. I don't, it's hard for me to understand. But I'm going to tell you, Ernie, the Bible says if any of us fall sick, go to the elders and be anointed. You shall be healed. You might want to try that. Stop at a church, talk to the preacher, get anointed. Let God know that you trust him, that you believe in him, and that his son can heal. I mean, Jesus said, I'll always be with you. He's still with us down here now. I would, don't lose faith, man. Hold on to God and his son. And if you really want it, I believe Jesus will heal you. So,
And you're right. You're correct. You're correct. And I do understand that. And, I told you, like, the reason that, I done the new life thing for summer is to bring back, I wanted to bring it back into, into the freshness of it, for people would bring their minds back. I knew that the new TBI was taking over. I'd already been, like I said, I already had a phone call from them. I already knew when I done all that, I already knew. And I knew then there were actually people out there that are really wanting to help with the case and help Summer and bring justice, for Summer. So I knew that, because I knew what Hawkins County was. I knew what Hawkins County had stood for. And I knew that with the TBI just assisting, nothing would ever get done, because, of course, everything gets funneled through Hawkins County. But when TBI took over, because of the people, it's because of the people asking about Summer. That's why. That's the only reason why that all this stuff's being transferred over, and even the FBI looking into it. That's the reason why, is because of so many people are wanting justice for Summer. That's the only reason they did it. I mean, I honestly believe that. But now that they did, I do believe that Candus and Don will be arrested. I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, I heard the agent on the phone with me. I heard what he said, and I was just like, wow, I was blown away. I was literally blown away. Today, the FBI, the damn FBI called me today because of these idiot YouTubers saying that I had something to do with the person who was who shot at Trump. So I'm sitting here like, oh my God, these guys don't stop. I mean, it's like ridiculous. And we all know that I didn't.
what?
They
That
hit
is
me with
insane.
January 6th. They hit me with the January 6th stuff. They
The
hit
guy,
me with they saying that
guy
he was
that
part
took,
of a group that I was part of.
no, well, he wanted to be a part of a group, rifle club. He wanted to be part of a rifle club, and they asked him not to come back. Now, why they didn't want him to come back, I don't know. But he borrowed that rifle from his dad to use at the rifle club. And that's perfectly legal for his dad to allow him to do that. I mean, who would suspect their child would do what he done? Nobody. Kids can surprise you, right? And you know, and he was a very intelligent boy. He graduated and everything. And, he seemed to be just a typical kid, right? A typical type of a boy in today's world. For today's world, he seemed normal. Um, but, and, instead, after they told him they didn't want him coming back for some reason, he went to that place, and that particular building he was on, um,
Was full of law enforcement.
it had something to do with law. Yeah, exactly.
It was their
And
compound. It was
ain't that
their place
insane?
where they have to stay in order
Right,
something like crazies like that's supposed to happen. The police officer even stated that he looked up over the ladder and seen the guy sitting there, and he pointed the rifle at him, but
right.
then he fell or something. Well,
He
that's
slipped.
plenty enough time for all this other stuff to escalate into, hey, there's 10 other police officers in here. Let's jump up here and let's take out one person, right?
Right.
Instead of
Well,
the secret. I mean,
not
I just thought it was crazy.
not really, because once he did that to the officer, and the officer slipped. That's when he immediately started, letting it loose. So, um, you know, he was just a really disturbed human being that wanted to fit in, and it seemed like he couldn't for some reason. I don't know why, but he couldn't. And I think that, he felt that, and also he was, into a lot of that political stuff where he was super brainwashed in radical, instead of conservative.
Right.
And then you also, had Joe talking about, how Trump needed to be, we know all about that.
Hmm.
And, you know, and with all of this going on, um, and so much hate being breathed out, um, from really both sides, but the radical side more so than any, um, because they can get really evil. They can get really evil on that side. Um, I can't say, I can't say I'm Democrat or Republican. I'm a free thinker. I vote for whoever I feel is closest to God. That's who I
Hmm.
vote for. You know, I don't care if they're Democrat. I don't care if they're Republican. All I care about, like for instance, Reagan. I would have voted for him. You know, because he was a God fearing man. Um, Trump's a God fearing man. I like God fearing people. You can't go wrong with God fearing people.
Exactly right. Yeah,
But
100%.
the thing is with all of this hatred, that they're spewing out to divide all of us, to try to keep us all divided when we the people are one. But they want to, breathe out all this hate and divide us into these little groups, so it takes the attention off the real problems in our country that we all should be paying attention to. That's why they don't want us to unite. But people ain't. Um,
People are waking up now, but people are waking up and
I hope you're right. Everybody can't see and understand what I'm saying is, we the people have to stand together, because you know the people running this country are public servants. They're we the people own this country. We the people pay them to run our country. Our tax dollars is what pays them to run our country. And and you can't let them start dividing us, because when they divide us, then they have the power instead of we the people. They're the ones. They're up there doing what they want. Then when we stand together, they have to listen. And
well,
and we got to get, our forefathers knew this. All of the people, the old folks, they knew that you had to stand together. One, maybe they didn't need or want a right, a
that's the
certain right.
Constitution. That's the Constitution. That's how they knew but before ahead of time that
Well,
something could ever happen. That's why the Constitution was there, for that.
Ernie, if you let my rights get away, it won't be long before they're taking yours. What I'm saying is, if I, like for instance, I'm a smoker. They started out with little things like trying to you see if they could ban the smoking. Well, they made, all these people didn't care about my right to smoke if I want to. They wanted that to stop. And even though in restaurants there was a sign to smoking, and then the other part was, non-smoking, people weren't happy with letting me keep my right. So and they still had theirs, but you know what? They didn't care, and they got my right took away. And then they come along, and they're taking away rights that these people feel that that they stand strong for, and they stand. But hey, you let them take away someone else's, and now they're starting to take away yours. They're starting to take away things you care about. Now I could say, well, you let them take away my right, so and what you care about, I don't. So, I'm going to give it back to you. But no, I don't think that way. I say let's keep everybody's rights. I'm not voting for anybody's rights to be. I might not need it, but you know what? Somebody does. And it's their right to be doing it. It's their right to be doing it. We supposed to stand together as one, but they're cutting us up in little groups against one another, and people's allowing it. Right? I'm
You're
going to tell
exactly
you,
right.
there's only
You're
one
exactly
race
right.
in this world. One race in this world is the human race. And we better learn how to stand together and stand strong. Because if we don't, our freedom is not going to be here for us. It's not going to be here for us. I mean, I'm going to tell you, we the people own this country, and the government don't own us. They don't own us. They work for us. We pay them to do a job, and they need to be doing it. When we should not allow them to divide us the way they are. You know, to be honest with you, they want these little groups to act like another group cares. You know what? That other group doesn't care. That other group does not care. You know, they just don't. They're not against it. They want to make people feel like this group's against it and this group. No, I'm going to tell you something. Here's how humans are. They like you. They like you, not what you do or what you are or what you need. Humans just like you for who you are. We accept everyone for who they are. We don't care what race you are, culture you are, what sex preference you have. We don't care. We like people because they're people. And that's the way people should be. You know, I don't understand all this hatred in this world. I don't understand how we're getting grouped up. I don't understand any of it. It's just insane, right?
Right, exactly. Thank you. I really needed that because, today was really, really rough on me. It was really, really hard. I have these people who are reaching out to me, and I'm like, they want to be my friends, but then again, I don't know who my real friends are. YouTubers are hard to trust. I mean, YouTubers,
I'm
one
going
minute they're your best friends, and the next minute, they're trying to pull their own agenda for content.
I'm
And
going to be honest with you, Arnie. Um, like I tell my children, I tell you the same thing. The only ones you can trust in this world is God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the angels that's watching over you from heaven. And if you're lucky, if you're real, real, real lucky, your mama. That's it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's sad. It's sad that you can't trust anyone. But the point is in this world today, you don't know who to trust. You don't know
Right.
who to trust. You find that you can't even trust your own family, right? When you find you can't even trust your own family, the people you grew up with, the people you loved.
You
When you
know, the
find,
old saying is sometimes you trust a stranger before you can your family.
I'm going to tell you, your family fuck you first. Why? Because they can. That's the
You're,
problem.
you're
See,
exactly right. You're exactly right.
you got an upper hand because you love them. You love them, and they know it. And it's sad that people, it's sad that you got that kind of evil inside your own, family, but it's just the way it is. It's the way, and if you can't trust them, who in the hell can you trust? Right?
Exactly, exactly. Thank you, people. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rach. I appreciate that. I guess that's how you pronounce your name. Thank you.
You're doing a great job out here, Ernie, and I'm going to tell you something. You're looking a lot better since you came back out here, and you're really, pushing forward, really pushing forward with Summer's case. And, I think that your love for these kids and your love, to want them to be found and brought home and justice served, that you're doing a real service out here. And I think that that gives you something to live for and to move forward with. And
Well,
and you are looking a lot better since you're
thank
back
you.
and doing that.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate that. You know,
keep
being
doing it.
keeping it all in, but keeping it all in, that ain't no way to go. I tell you, that's the stress of it. But I do appreciate you for saying that. And most importantly,
And I
I
hope
once
I
took
hope
an oath. I
give
once
you
took an oath, and
I
that
hope
oath is
people
still
give you
in
a
with
lot
me.
of support. I hope people give you a lot of support, Ernie. I mean, what I'm saying is, I hope people, there's a lot of loving, kind, caring people out here, and I really, I really hope they see your need right now and step up and and support you so you can get the food and the vitamins and all the things you need to get back up on your feet the way you should be. um that's what I pray for. That's what I pray for.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. That means a whole lot. That really does. And yes, you guys are right in chat. The hard thing about it is when you lose that when you lose that faith and you lose that believing in yourself, that's hard to get back, PG. That's very, very hard to get back, especially when you have a sickness that drops you 40 some pounds from where you was at, and you literally on death's doorstep, and trying
With
to
God,
come back from that is the hardest thing I've ever had to face in my life.
hey, with God all things are possible, Ernie. Remember that. With God all things are possible. Man, I tell you what, Ernie, I've seen people healed. I've seen people healed. Myself. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a walking testimony. I'm gonna let you know right now. I have prayed to God. I have prayed to God in some of my darkest hours, and He pulled me through. I mean, I went to the church. I've been anointed, and I know, and I was healed. I would tell anybody I was healed. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you something. God is amazing. People say God's good. He's amazing. And He's loving, He's kind, and He's caring. And through His Son, Jesus Christ, all things are possible. You just have to believe. You believe, it's possible.
I do believe, and that's even
Mm.
the doctor in Knoxville pretty much like. I was shocked, man. Given that kind of time, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And it was like that whole night. Me and my buddy Steve, he, he didn't want to leave my side because he thought I was going to do something stupid. But he was like, man, he was like, you were great at this. You were this man who once stood for children, and you know, you did this, you did that, and you need to go back to that. And he said, and he's the one that said, he said, God will bless you for doing that. And, you know, I thought
Absolutely.
about it. I thought about it all night long. I actually cried about it. And the next morning, it was like, I woke up with like this new sensation. I was thinking, you know, and I prayed about it that night. And
Amen.
it had been a long time since I'd said a prayer, I'll be honest with you. But I did pray really hard and heavy about what I should do. And it just, I'm going to be honest with you, that vision that I had back in 2017 came back to me before I did the Trump work, before I did all the other stuff I did. That came back to me. Remember I told you about the little girl, the vision I had about the kids on the wall and the line and the light, and there was this black shadow pulling these kids into the darkness, and
Right.
you could hear. And I ran down, and the last one was a little girl, a little blonde-headed girl, and
Right.
I honestly believe that was Summer in that vision, and I didn't even know who that was at that time. That was in 2017 when that happened.
Absolutely. And I believe you. I believe
And
you.
I went straight to New York City, and I worked detailed security for outside Trump Towers, and then I fell into all this other stuff that I fell into. So to be honest with you,
Well,
that's how
that
it
was,
came about.
that was God's will. You fell into all that other stuff, Ernie, because this is where you're supposed to be now. God put you here. God don't put our feet anywhere they're not supposed to be. And your feet are just where they're supposed to. God knew you were going to be here before you did. He knew where you was going to
Yes,
be tonight. I'm going to tell you, God goes before us. Jesus goes with us. The angels watch over us. You got to always remember that. God's already went before you. He's made a way. And the only thing you got to do is make the right choices as you go into tomorrow. That's all you got to do. And if you make all them right choices, your day's going to go beautiful. It's going to go
we,
beautiful.
well,
It's
you know,
when we
I
don't
like
make the
spending
right
my
choice.
time. I like spending my time with people who are more positive than they are ever negative, because if you hang around with people that are negative, well, you're going to be negative all the time and never get anything accomplished.
It's
But
going
if
to
you hang
depress.
around with people positive and they have the up hopes, and you're going to be a lot more better off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you, the sky's the limit. There's nothing. If we can think it, we can do it. There's nothing impossible at all. Every human can achieve anything else, anything that any other humans achieved. You can achieve it too if you just work in that direction. All things are possible. You know, what holds people back is other people always saying what you can't do. You know why? Because they're afraid to do it and they don't want to see you achieve it. You know, people always, I learned one thing in life is people always need to put someone else down to make themselves feel better. And once you understand the only reason they're doing that to you is to make themselves feel better, then
Well, I've noticed.
you can let them feel better, Ernie,
Yeah,
and move on. You can
you're correct.
feel like you did a good deed today
You're right.
and
You
move
know,
on.
I've noticed people in chats that don't want Summer found. I mean, I've seen that before,
Oh,
and
ab-
they'll derail everything, and then you come to find out that their fake profile is another creator who are making money off the finding of Summer Wells, and I'm like, what in the world is going on, people? When you was just in this chat under a fake name and you was derailing everything, but now you're back here under this, and they'll even make a mistake of saying, yeah, I was over there under my name, and you
mm,
catch them, and you're like, but yet you're making money off of Summer Wells's name, and you're exploiting, and you're saying
absolutely.
you want her found, but this other channel is doing a lot more than you are, and it's not doing near what you're doing, especially in kind of revenue or anything like that. I think that's sick. I think that's sick, and it should never ever happen. That should never
Well,
happen.
you know, and they go on that entertainment purposes. You know, it's for entertainment, and there is a lot of people out here. there's a lot of people out here that, like for instance, take Benny Keys. You know, I think at the end there, he started to really care and want the answers for Summer. I don't know why. I don't know why, but his conscience got to him. His
I
conscience.
would say that. I would say that.
But
Yeah.
at the beginning, he was just like Cher. He didn't care about Summer. He just cared about click, likes, views, money. Cash out, gang, gang, and just about rolling in the dough. And there's going to be a special place in hell for people like that. I mean, you don't use a missing child to profit from. You just don't
No.
do it. I'm going to tell you that's that's highly dangerous, if you ask me. I mean, I understand, us having to make enough to keep these channels running. I understand that, like you right now, you could use support. You could use support right now to get you back up on your feet and moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with helping someone in need, nothing at all. Matter of fact, God would want you to do that. God would want you to, pick your brother up and help him get back on his feet. Look at Lazarus. If the rich man would have picked him up and helped him back to his feet, he wouldn't have been standing in Hades, right? When Lazarus
Exactly.
was there in the arms of that angel. God wants us to lift each other. And do you know, sometimes we do have things happen and we need a little help, and there's nothing wrong with, the people helping get you back where you need to be. That's perfectly okay.
Well,
But
that's why I said that I was doing them child, Lightning Tiger child predator prevention shirts, and I was going to do something like a purple heart on the sleeve of one of them, or like, and what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably give you one to give away to your people here, your chat.
yeah,
They can do something, and I'll do that.
that's a great idea to have the different colors on the, like, for Michael Vaughn is blue. Um, and it's blue for also, the blue is for little baby Quentin, and green is for Sebastian, and purple's for Summer. So the little heart on the sleeve would be a great
I was
touch.
going to put a purple heart because the Summer Wells case is one that I was very much well part of, and a lot
Right,
of people say that
right.
I come the closest to doing anything with that, but
But
I have to go ahead.
awareness for different kids. You could do different colors of hearts. You could do different colors. Like, say for instance, that one person is wanting one for Sebastian. It could be green. If somebody's wanting to get one for Summer, particularly her case, like you said, that's the case that you're most involved in. They could get purple. I mean,
Right.
if they're getting them from a printer, whatever color heart they want could be on the sleeve.
Yes, exactly. Now, I could offer those colors for that. Um, I just want to get a couple out real fast. That way, people can see the difference between these shirts and the other
and
shirts, and
and the profits off of that could help you keep your channel going and help you get yourself back on your feet as well at the same time. What I'm saying is, you're giving them something, and they're
right.
helping you. You're giving them something that, they're getting a t-shirt to bring awareness out here in the world for these missing kids. And you're getting a little bit of profit back to you to help, your channel to keep moving, and you to get back on your feet with all the things you need to do that with. Man,
hmm
it's not easy coming back from what you've been through.
No,
So,
it's not. It's
you
not at
know,
all.
and I'm
So
gonna tell you, Ernie, you're greatly loved out here. And I know
I
if you weren't
appreciate
here,
that. Thank you. Thank
if
you.
you
I do
weren't
have a
here,
lot of support.
you'll be
I've noticed. Um,
you'll
I
be
have.
missed. Even,
I did.
Benny's Benny, but he's missed. He's missed. I know a lot of people don't like him, but you know what? We still think about him, and and at the end of the day, we do love him. We do love him. He's like a fixture. He's like a fixture. You know, that you look forward to, right? Love or hate him, he's a
Mhm.
fixture out here that is greatly missed. The same way with um, Molly Golightly. You know, there's a lot of people loved her, a lot of people didn't. But you know what? You miss her, right? You miss Molly. You miss her upbeat. You miss the things you don't never know what she's going to say or do, and just certain people's they're greatly missed at the end of the day. And you kind of wish they still was here. So hopefully we don't have to wish you're still here too. Hopefully you can get back where you belong, and keep moving forward for these missing kids, because God knows they need us.
Well, I do appreciate that. That means a lot. That really does. That image that I showed you, could you put that up on screen? Could you do that? Showing people what it looks like.
I would have to put it. Can I do it tomorrow night?
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow night. You do it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll talk to you on tomorrow. I'll send you what I have, and explain to you why I think you would be interested in it. And yeah, God willing, we'll meet back up here tomorrow night, and
That's fine. We could do that. That'd be great. I do appreciate you letting me coming up. I've got to get some sleep. I've got to get up at 7 in the morning, and
absolutely,
I've got some
your
things.
rest. You need your
I've,
rest. People in the chat saying, Ernie, go to bed, go to sleep, rest.
Thank
Yeah,
you all, and I appreciate it. And
I'm
everybody
gonna
that
get
wants
out
to
of
get a
here.
hold of me, you know how to do it. Thank you, and I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, God bless and much love, man.
Be safe. Have fun.
You too. Take care. All right. Let's keep Ernie in our prayers, you guys. Let's please keep him in our prayers. You know, um, he would be greatly missed. He really would. And he is for these kids. He is for these kids. And at the end there, I think Benny was too. At the end, I think he was. Um, I think his conscience. I think Benny started to grow a conscience, and and I wish he would have kept. I wish he would have kept it. I wish he would have kept it. Benny could have done a lot of good, a lot of good for these kids. If Benny could see, you know, if people could only see the potential in them that we could see, they'd be dynamite, right? They'd be dynamite. They'd be beautiful. Absolutely. Listen, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm sorry we went into left field tonight. We went into left field. I had more stuff that I liked it covered, but it's late. I don't want to hold everybody in here. All of us need our rest, right? We all do. So, as I told Ernie, God willing, we'll be back tomorrow night and meet up here again and finish the things that we didn't get done tonight, and hopefully we got some new stuff. Hopefully we got new stuff. So, you know, uh, hopefully, I pray that Summer's found by tomorrow night. I pray that she's found by tomorrow night. I sure wish she was. I sure wish she was. All things are possible with God. I'm going to keep faith. I'm going to keep faith. I'm going to keep the faith. I sure hope she is. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking for the, I'm looking for the, you know, the time I could open the live up and say, praise the Lord, she's been found, right? And the case moves forward to get justice. Um, that's what I would really love. And, we keep praying, you guys, because it could be tomorrow. We don't know. It could be tomorrow. Let us keep praying. Um, but I'm going to say good night. God bless. Much love. And keep the prayers going up for this beautiful little girl. She counts on us. She counts on us to be her voice. She counts on us to be the voice sending them prayers up to God in the name of Jesus for her. Let us keep doing it, you guys. And pray for one another. Pray for one another. That's what God put us on this earth for, is to pray for one another. Um, It says pray for your enemies. Even if you don't like them, pray for them. Right? Pray for them, because that's what God wants you to do. You know, we're here to do God's will, not our own. His way is the righteous way. You know, even if we don't understand, His way's still right, not ours. Not ours, you guys. That's what gets us in trouble. It's doing things our way. So let's try to keep doing it, you know, doing it His way. Keep those prayers going up for one another as well out here. And no, PG's always praying. I'm always praying for everyone. I don't know what anybody needs, but I'll tell you, I know God does. I know God does. And I sure hope in the name of Jesus Christ, He answers all of our prayers. Amen. That's how fast we can pray for one another. It's right there. Right there. I just prayed, and I know God heard, because I prayed through His Son, Jesus Christ. And anytime you pray through Jesus, God will be hearing it. Amen. All right, you guys. Good night. God bless.